talking to one of my volunteers just this week, and I said, Ray, thank you so much for putting up hundreds of yard signs. And he said back to me, he said, Esther, I'm not doing it for you. I am doing it for my grandchildren. I am proud to stand with Ray for his grandchildren. So many of us are here today for so much more than just us. We are here for our future. We are here for our family. We are here for our country. And we are here for our president. We all know, we're all here supporting President Trump, but we've all met and talked with people that are supporting the other guy, the sleepy guy. When I talk with people on the left, I find that they are more united by what they are against, what they are trying to tear down. We are united by what we are creating. We are united by what we stand for. We stand for results. Promises made, promises kept, right? We stand for getting our economy back up and running safely. We stand with our law enforcement. And we stand with our military. I am a veteran. Let's give the veterans a round of applause. We have so much to stand for as Americans. My race in the Illinois 17th Congressional District, I am running against a Democrat named Sherry Bustos. She is the swampiest of swamp creatures. In fact, she is the general of Nancy Pelosi's stormtroopers. But guess what? We are going to beat her. This race for Congress from the beginning has been a race of David versus Goliath. Now, if any of you coastal elites are watching this, let me tell you, just in case you forgot your Bible, David beats Goliath. We are going to win this race because this is our stand for freedom. This election, you all know, we are at a fork in the road as a country. Will we turn to the left and choose socialism? Or will we double down on our American values and choose freedom? I commit to every single one of you here. I choose freedom. Freedom is for the courageous. Freedom is for the daring. Freedom is for you and me. America stands for freedom. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here to support our country, to support our president. It is an honor to meet all of you, and I look forward. If you are from Illinois 17th, let me hear if you're from Illinois 17th. I look forward to representing you in Washington, D.C. and fighting for you beside our president. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the chairman of the Iowa Republican Party, Jeff Kaufman.
Thank you. I heard somebody just say, "Go Beavers." That would be the Wilton Beavers, by the way, right in the heart of God's country. On Friday morning, I got an unexpected call. I actually had kind of a headache, and I picked up the phone and I said, "Hello," kind of a little bit irritated. Somebody was bothering my beauty rest, which clearly I need a lot of. And he said, "Hello, Jeff, this is Donald Trump." So I immediately popped to attention, even though now that I think about it, it was kind of silly. He couldn't see me. And I said, "Hello, Mr. President, excuse the informality." He didn't care at all about my apology for the informality. What he wanted to know about is Iowa. And is Iowa going to get on the Trump train? And last night, we found out from the left-wing Des Moines Register that Donald Trump in this state is up by 7. We're going to bring it home. We're going to bring it home. And I'm not done telling you good news yet. Joni Ernst, the first female combat veteran in the United States Senate, is up by 4. We're bringing her home. And I'm not done yet. 3 out of the 4 of our congressional races, the generic ballot, Republicans are up. We're bringing that home. And I know if we got CNN, confused negative nonsense is what that stands for. I know we got CNN and NBC. By the way, CBS, NBC, CNN, welcome to the deplorable land. Welcome. And you know what's deplorable, CNN and NBC? It's the way that you have completely torn up and made fun of journalistic ethics. Shame on you. Do your job. We're going to ride this train without you. And the deplorables are going to be leading the way. Period. The stakes could not be any higher. Absolutely. I better be careful. The governors may call out the National Guard to get me quit. Bottom line is this. No, I'm okay, aren't I, Governor? All right, I got the thumbs up. By the way, speaking of this governor, have we got the greatest governor in the United States of America? The stakes could not be higher. I'm a history professor, and I'm telling you right now, honestly, this election of 2020 is the most important election since 1864. I can guarantee you, if Sleepy Joe, the corpse with the most, would get elected, absolutely the Senate filibuster is gone. Absolutely Puerto Rico and D.C. are in them. By the way, the only reason they want them is guaranteed 4 more partisan senators. I'll guarantee you that Iowa's First in the Nation caucus is done. I will guarantee you they will start movements to undo the Electoral College. And for those of us that live in this beautiful little state and all our surrounding neighbors, that would render us politically useless. Any Iowa Democrat that would support something like that is picking partisan politics over their tradition and over their state, and shame on them. And finally, a simple question for Sleepy Joe. Real simple question. It's a yes or no. Even Sleepy Joe can wake up long enough to answer it. And it's real simple, Sleepy Joe. Are you or are you not going to pack the Supreme Court? It's real simple. Now, we all know what the answer is. The answer is probably, staff, could you give me talking points to tell me what to say? But then after he's got those talking points, what's Kamala said, yeah. After we get done with all that, with her California sunshine, Sleepy Joe, we know what he's going to do. He's absolutely going to do that. You ask Donald Trump was going to say what, folks, to packing the court? What's he going to say? No, he's not going to say it like that. He's going to say it with enthusiasm. What's he going to say? And who are we going to vote for? Absolutely. So I want to thank every single one of you. Here's the bottom line. This is where we're at right now. You can hear me okay, can't you? All right, good. I wanted to make sure. Here's the bottom line. we have the votes. We have the polling. You have one more task to do. One thing. If we've done everything else besides this one thing, we may not win this thing. And what it is on Tuesday, not only do you have to vote, I am begging you, I am asking you as a fellow American, bring people with you. If we show up on Tuesday, if we show up, we win, Joni Ernst wins, Abby Finkenauer is gone, and we finally have a Congresswoman in Congresswoman-elect, I hope and I know, Hinson, and we are going to bring this thing home. So, for one more thing, and I want to do this in honor of our good friends at CNN and NBC and all you national press that don't know how to do your job. How many people in this room right now will do everything in your power to elect Donald Trump? Let's down. Thank you for everything you're going to do.
Thank you.
There we go.
Good job, Jeff.
Please welcome Ashley Hinson, the Republican nominee for Iowa's 1st Congressional District.
Just stand on that black X.
Okay, thank you very much. How we doing, fellow patriots? I am Ashley Hinson, and I am thrilled to be your Republican nominee for Congress right here in the 1st Congressional District in Iowa. I'm going to start off today with a very simple question for you. Are you ready for some common sense in Congress? I look out today and I see exactly why I'm running for Congress. It's you patriots and America. America is the greatest country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. I am running for two very important reasons, and they are here with me today. My boys, Max and Jax. Everybody say hi, Max and Jax. As their mom, it's my job to leave them a stronger community and a better country. Do we all agree that's what we want for our families, our hardworking families? Are you happy with the direction Congress is going right now under Nancy Pelosi's leadership? I don't think so. And you know who's marching in lockstep with her 93% of the time? Congresswoman Abby Finkenauer. Do we think it's time to fire Nancy and fire Abby? So what do we have to do to make that happen on Tuesday? We have to go vote. Their agenda takes this country in the wrong direction. They want to raise your taxes. They've already said they want to eliminate the Trump tax cuts that they passed just a couple years ago. Did you guys all benefit from those tax cuts? And who knows how to spend your money? You do. That's right. So we have to fight for our agenda, and we have to fight for our country, because it is time to rebuild our greatest economy in the world, restore our way of life, and renew the American dream. And that's what I'm going to go do. I have fought for that in the Iowa House of Representatives, and I've tried hard to make a difference in my community. For 10 years, I told the stories of Eastern Iowans as a news anchor and reporter before I left the news business and got smart and ran for the Iowa House. We have focused on policies to lower your taxes, keep our communities safe. Thank you to our law enforcement officers who are here today. We've got your back. And guess what? I've actually written bills that have become law. Our current Congresswoman, do you think she's done any of that? No. So we have a clear path in front of us on Tuesday. Do you want that left path to socialism that Esther was talking about? Or do you want freedom? Do you want to protect our Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? That's why we're here today. So let's go out there and vote. It is time for a change in Congress, and it's time for leaders who can build consensus and get things done. So I am ready to bring my Iowa dose of common sense to Congress. I need your help to do it. Let's make that change on November 3rd. Thank you, everybody.
Please welcome to the stage the Iowa Speaker of the House, Pat Grassley.
Just Just stand at the black X.
All right, sounds good. I want everyone to look at the person next to you and think about it. And I want to take this in a second. How many of you are as excited as I am to send a message on Tuesday to the liberal media and the liberal Democrats across the country? Now you're probably wondering why the Speaker of the Iowa House is up here today, speaking to you before this statewide group of people that we have here and all of our great dignitaries. But I have one request of you. The chairman made a request, which none of us should have to speak after him, by the way. That's the worst draw in Iowa politics, isn't it, my friends? But I have one request of you, and that is, I know you're all voting for Donald Trump. I know you're all voting for Joni Ernst and Ashley Hinson. But we need you to go down the ballot and vote for your local elected officials, because we are able to work with Governor Reynolds to keep this state open, to move Iowa forward, and work together so we don't have to. I'm not going to lie, when I come over here and I get this close to Illinois, no offense, candidate, when I get this close to Illinois, my skin crawls a little bit, because the thought of being under that leadership versus what we have here in Iowa should scare every one of us to support Republicans up and down the ballot. And I love all of you from Illinois, by the way. It's your leadership that's the problem. One more thing. How many of you are tired of all of these ads that are going on? And why? And you know why it's so important that we send that message? Because if we're seeing right now, it's happening up and down the ballot. Liberal elites from California and New York are trying to buy Iowa as we speak right now. And if we don't send that message, and a strong message, and when you win by more than 4, Senator Ernst, and when the president wins by more than 7, we're going to send that strong message so these liberal elites, they find another state, because they know Iowans cannot be bought like they can be in other states. So with that, I would just want to leave you with, please, up and down the ballot, we need every one of you supporting your House and Senate candidates for our continued strong leadership and the right direction for Iowa. Thank you all very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former governor of Iowa and the former ambassador to China, Terry Branstad.
It's great to be back in Iowa. As we flew into the airport today, I saw all these cars lined up coming here, and it reminded me of the last scene in the movie Field of Dreams. And you know the great line in that movie? Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa. I told the president I was so honored to represent him in America in our biggest rival, China, for the last 3 years. And I was proud, because of the president's strong leadership, that we finally got a fair and reciprocal trade agreement. The Phase 1 trade agreement is making a difference, increasing. The Chinese have purchased record amounts of corn, soybeans, pork, and beef, and it's increased the price for Iowa farmers. The president also has stood up to that Wuhan virus that started in Wuhan, China. We had to evacuate our consulate there and Americans from that area. And the Chinese system refused to report the truth about what was going on. They had a big event in Wuhan, attended by thousands of people, and then they went all over the world and spread this and made it a worldwide pandemic. We've got to hold the Chinese accountable for their misdeeds. Thank God we've got a president that's got the courage to make the tough decisions and do what should have been done 15 or 20 years ago. And this president also has led the way in reducing taxes and regulations and making America great again. And we're already seeing the economic comeback that's going on in this last quarter. The biggest comeback in history. And I'm proud to say Iowa is one of the states that's leading the way. Thank you, Governor Reynolds and the Republican legislature. I told the president I wanted to come back after spending more time as ambassador than the last 3 ambassadors and being in China 3 years and 4 months, because I wanted to tell the American people how important continuing President Trump's leadership is for this country, both internationally and here domestically. So we got to reelect Donald Trump, and we've got to give him the support he needs with Joni Ernst as our United States Senator. I was so proud of Senator Ernst and Senator Grassley on the Judiciary Committee on their confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett, a pro-life Catholic and a member of the Supreme Court who we can always be proud of. In addition, it's exciting that we have Ashley Hinson as our congressional candidate here in this district, the 1st District, and Marionette Miller-Meeks running in the 2nd District. We're going to have 2 dynamic Republicans representing Eastern Iowa, and that's what we're proud of, and it's going to make a real difference in supporting the president and getting America's back to the strong, vibrant place where we want to be. So please do everything you can between now and Tuesday to get your family, your friends, your coworkers, and everybody else out to vote. I believe we can do again what we did in 2016. Remember, in Dubuque County, Abraham Lincoln didn't even carry this county. But Donald Trump did 4 years ago, and he'll do it again with your help. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the governor of the great state of Iowa, Kim Reynolds.
Stay on that black line.
Okay. Hello, Iowans! Welcome to Dubuque! For those outside of our great state, welcome to Iowa. Can you feel the energy? Can you feel the enthusiasm, the momentum? It's on our side. Now we have to take this energy, this excitement, and this momentum, and we need to turn that into votes. Because if you vote, we win. If you vote, we win. If you vote, we win. And if you vote, we win. And if you vote, we win. All right, Iowa, let's get it done. I am so honored and proud to be the governor of this great state and to stand with each and every one of you to defend life, liberty, freedom, and a Constitution that protects them. I am so proud to be the governor who puts her trust in her people because they're responsible, resilient, safe, and they do the right thing. And that's how we kept over 85% of our workers working and our businesses open. It is how we are getting our kids back in school safely. And it is why our fiscal health
thing, it is that leadership matters. And that is why it is so important that we re-elect Donald J. Trump to 4 more years. He's a leader. He's a fighter. And he's a president who puts America and Americans first. What I love about President Trump, Vice President Pence, and this administration is they are an administration of action and accomplishments. What he has gotten done in 4 years is unbelievable. And if we reelect him, just think what he can accomplish in 4 more years. Let's get it done. It's why we have to do everything we can to reelect our great senator, United States Senator Joni Ernst. Woo! Joni's made her life about service and sacrifice. She has been an unwavering fighter for Iowa values and Iowa our way of life. She has been a champion for farmers, veterans, working class families. She's fought for us. Now it's time for us to fight for her and bring her over the finish line. Joni's going to talk about this, but $120 million of Liberal Coast money coming into this state to buy this seat. Can Iowans be bought? Can Iowans be bought? No! And we're going to show them that on November 3rd. It's why we have to do everything we can to retire Abby Finkenauer and send the dynamic, articulate, hardworking Ashley Hinson to represent us in the United States Congress. And she's got a doctor and a dynamite, hardworking partner to help her out in Congress, and Marionette Miller Meigs. And I'm going to ask for one more thing before I turn the microphone over. It is why it is so critical that we start at the top of the ballot and we work all the way down, because we have to make sure that we maintain the majorities in the Iowa Senate and the Iowa House. Because if we don't, the minority party is going to be leading the agenda, and all of the great things that we are working on will come to a screeching halt. So help us keep Iowa moving in the right direction. Okay, up and down the ticket. The choice is clear. So let's make sure we get out there, finish strong, fight hard, get everybody to the polls, and let's have Republican victories on November 3rd. From the courthouse to the State House to Washington, D.C. God bless you. God bless the great state of Iowa and the United States of America. God bless you.
Please welcome United States Senator Chuck Grassley.
Thank you.
Go Rock'em.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you all very much. What a crowd. What a crowd. What a crowd. Thank you all very much for coming to send our president back for another 4 years to continue the good things he's been doing. And I want to back up what the governor said about my partner in the United States Senate, and particularly for all of these negative ads that you've heard about her forgetting about Iowa. The people that are saying that don't see her every day like I do, working for the people of Iowa every day. Let me tell you, she's working hard. She hasn't forgot her roots. She's from Red Oak, Iowa. She's within 20 miles of where she was born, and she is going to go every day for the next 6 years to do the very same thing for the people of Iowa she has done. There are 4 words that I've only heard one other speaker give that I want to repeat, that for me is the best reason for re-electing President Donald J. Trump. Promises made, promises kept. And I don't know what exhibits promises made, promises kept better than a president of the United States, for the first time in the history of presidential elections, put out a list of people he was going to put on the Supreme Court, and he has done exactly that. Their names are Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett. Promises made, promises kept. Think of this being the most pro-life president we ever had. Promises made, promises kept. Think of the protecting the freedom of religion. Promise kept, promises made, promises kept. For the Second Amendment, promises made, promises kept. Three presidents had a chance, as they promised in their election, that they were going to move the embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. They all turned it down. This president made that promise, and he kept that promise. This president said that NAFTA was the worst trade agreement we ever had, and he was going to change it. And we have the U.S.-Mexico-Canadian agreement. Promises made, promises kept. Three presidents after China got in the World Trade Organization realized that they were not living by the rules of international trade. They didn't do anything about it. This president said, I'm going to do something about it. And we have the Phase 1 trade agreement with China. So a promise made, a promise kept. We're going to have the biggest tax cut in the history of the country. Promises made, promises kept. He said that 3 or 4 presidents before him said that they were going to make Europe pay more for their defense through NATO. They didn't do it. They're paying $137 billion more now than before because this president made a promise, and it's a promise kept. So what do you need more than when you have seen presidents in the past run on a platform, but they don't stand on that platform? This president ran on a platform, and he's standing on that platform, and he will stand on the platform for the next 4 years. And shouldn't we demand that of everybody, whatever public office they have? If you make promises, you ought to keep them. And if you can't keep them, you shouldn't make those promises. But this president has made those promises, and he's keeping those promises. And if there's any reason to re-elect a president again, it's because you can trust him. So let's go out and on November the 3rd, not only re-elect this president, but we want to re-elect him by such a margin so that we know that all the things that were done to keep him from functioning in the presidency, they wanted to get him out of the presidency even before his term was up. Impeachment, Mueller, and spying on the campaign. We can't. If Biden gets elected, those things will be buried. We got to show the people in the swamp you can't get away with that. When we elected a president according to the Constitution, we want him to function for 4 years, not defending himself for 4 years. And so that's what's at stake here, a big margin, not just a bare victory. We got to show them that everything they've done the last 4 years to keep this president from functioning as a president is bad, and we're going to show them that you ain't going to get away with it. Thank you all very much.
Please welcome United States Senator Joni Ernst.
God bless you, Dubuque. Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming out. I am Joni Ernst. I was raised on a small family farm down in southwest Iowa. And as Chuck Grassley said, I live about 6 miles from where I was raised, Chuck. But I am so pleased to be with you here today. Now, I have dedicated my life to working in service to my communities, to my state, and my nation. As a local elected official, then as a state senator, and now a United States Senator. But also, very importantly, I spent 23 years wearing our nation's uniform. Thank you. Leading some of Iowa National Guard's finest men and women, our soldiers, in Operation Iraqi Freedom from 2003 to 2004. So I know we've got some of our Guard friends out there. Thank you for your service. All of our veterans, thank you for your service. God bless you all so much. We certainly appreciate it. Now, folks, I know some of you know that I love to ride my Harley Davidson. Yeah. And the way I like to describe this election cycle is we are on a path. And I think all of you are on this path with me. We are headed on the path to the right, folks. Because that's right. We're going to take that road to the right. Because you know what? That path to the right is the road of economic prosperity. It's a road of freedom. And it is the road of opportunity. It is so simple, folks, the basic principles that our nation was founded on. But let me tell you, this election, we have folks from the coasts that are pumping money into the state of Iowa and others, trying to force us to go to the left. Yeah, bad, folks. So on that path to the left, what are they telling us that they want to do? Higher taxes, folks. Joe Biden has already said it. My opponent, Teresa Greenfield, has said, first thing I do, I'm going to vote to raise Iowans' taxes. No way! What else is on that path to the left? Radical environmental regulations that would decimate our Iowa agriculture and our manufacturing base. Not for us, folks, not for us. What else is on that path to the left? Extreme abortionist ideas. I know we all believe in life. And we have the most pro-life president ever. Ever. God bless him. What else is on that path to the left? This one will strike home. How many of you support our men and women in law enforcement? I know you do. I know you do. So while we are defending the men and women that get up every single morning, they put that uniform on, they strap on their sidearms, they are out there protecting our families and our communities. We defend the blue. Back the blue. Yes, we back the blue. But while we are defending the blue, they are trying to defund the blue. The people on the left, the folks on the coast that are pumping money into these races, they're supporting anarchists in the communities. They're supporting those that are rioting, those that are looting. That is not our American way. So we will continue to defend the blue. What else? What else could possibly be on this path to the left. I've gone through a whole list. What about our Second Amendment rights? You know, I am a law-abiding citizen. I can carry, and I do. But my opponent and others, now my opponent, she believes in a gun control bill, and not just any gun control bill, Nancy Pelosi's gun control bill. And folks, I don't have to tell you about the suppression of our First Amendment rights, our right to free speech, our right to assemble. The folks on the left, they hate seeing crowds like this. But I am so thankful that we have the right to assembly and that we can come out and support who we want to support in this election cycle. So God bless you all so much for coming out and participating in this event to support our great president, President Donald J. Trump. So you have heard from many of our speakers up and down the ticket why it is so important to elect Republicans in this election cycle. Folks, we are at a crossroads and the choice could not be more clear. We have the path on the right, freedom, economic prosperity, and opportunity. That's what we should do right there. Stay on that path. I've just given you many reasons why we should avoid the path to the left. So I'm asking you all to mobilize, get out, vote on November 3rd, get your neighbors out, get the folks from church out, get them out to the polls and vote. And for our great governor, make sure you're voting all the way up and down that ticket. Whether you're voting for President of the United States or your local elected officials, it has to be red. So I am humbly asking for your support on November 3rd. I have been fighting for our farmers. I've been fighting for our veterans. I've been fighting for our working families in the United States Senate, and I am going to continue to do so. But I need your help, Iowa. I need your help. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. So let's not let the left try to radically and fundamentally change who we are as the United States of America. Because I know, folks, I know that you believe, like I believe, that we live in the greatest nation on the face of this planet. We are going to keep this nation strong, and it's all because of you. God bless you. God bless our great state of Iowa, and God bless these great United States of America. Thank you all.
USA! 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 USA!
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on the right side of broadcasting. We are in Dubuque, Iowa, where President Trump is scheduled to speak at 1:15 Central Standard Time. It is a frigid day out here. The sun is shining, it's beautiful, but it is freezing cold. I'm your host, Mike Nificent, joined by our guest correspondent, Chiz Maga. Chiz, what are your thoughts right now? We got 48 hours to go. It's hard to believe that we're only 2 days away from 2 days away. Just give us your thoughts and also introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, hey everyone. A pleasure to be here with Right Side Broadcasting. My name's Clint. I go by Chiz on Twitter. Chiz Maga is my Twitter handle. So yeah, I'm here just to support the president, and I mean I feel like I feel the momentum. I don't know if you guys feel it out there, but I definitely feel it, and I think things are trending in the right direction for the president and all the key battleground states that we need. And the enthusiasm, the energy, the momentum, it's all on our side. And I think it's going to carry us to the win.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about last night. So last night, it's pretty much the talk of the internet right now. President Trump held a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, and there's talks of 57,000 people that were there. Only 20,000 actually got to go in. But from the shot that I saw, it looked like there was maybe 80,000 people in there. What are your thoughts about his chances in Pennsylvania?
Well, I mean, you just look at that rally, and that tells you everything you need to know about the race in Pennsylvania. It's unbelievable, the crowd in Butler last night. I mean, I probably looked at that photograph at least 100 times, and every time I look at it, I'm still in shock by how many people were there. It's incredible. It was like a big sporting event or like a rock concert. And as a Democrat or a liberal, you look at that, or a Biden supporter, and you got to look at that and you got to think, man, I think we're probably in trouble here in Pennsylvania. And, you know, Trump is really focusing on the fracking issue there. He's really hammering that home. And, you know, the message is resonating with the folks up there. You know, I like to use the word folks because that's a Joe Biden special. So all the good folks up in Western Pennsylvania and Northeast, up in Erie, you know, the president's going to have your back. And I think we need to come out in record numbers in Pennsylvania because, you know, there's going to be shenanigans in Philadelphia. So we have to make the victory overwhelming there in order to come through.
Yes, indeed. Now, let me tell you guys about our partner for the day, My Patriot Supply. With only days until the election, now's the time to prepare, and My Patriot Supply is back with a great offer for today only. Save $30 on their most popular one-week food kit. It comes in a super cool ammo can and contains breakfast, lunch, and dinners that can last up to 25 years. But you can only get it when you go to this special site, prepare2020.com. Think about it. When emergency strikes, what's your first impulse? Run to the grocery store. But in today's volatile world, you'll likely find chaos and empty shelves. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect your family in case of natural disasters, civil unrest, which we've seen far too much. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's don't get caught unprepared. Make a plan today. Go to prepare2020.com and support this great sponsor who is bringing you today's rally. Prepare2020.com. Again, prepare2020.com. Now, for those of you that are just tuning in, if you're new to Right Side Broadcasting, I want to let you all know that we are grateful that you are supporting us. You are grateful that you are choosing to watch President Trump's speech via our platform. But I want you also to know that we are almost entirely viewer funded. And so your donations have allowed us to have a presence at every single one of these events. I mean, we're talking like 10 rallies between today and the end of tomorrow. I mean, 5 today, 5 tomorrow. And he did 4 yesterday. We've been at every single one. And it's because of your donations, your support. So I'm going to tell you, for those of you that are new, ways you can support us. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go to the bottom right-hand corner and click the little $sign and give us a super chat. You can also go to the website, rsbnetwork.com/donate. And if you're not interested in sending your hard-earned money over the interwebs, I totally get it. You can mail a check to our physical address, which is 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. Now, if we can, let's pan the crowd here. Let's show this audience. Now, I mean, Butler, PA casts quite a big shadow, so we don't have a crowd that big. But nonetheless, despite this bitter wind chill, which is somewhere in the mid-20s, you still have a bunch of proud American patriots out here to support their president. You know that no weather element will keep people down. This is the American spirit. This is the hard-fighting, tough, rugged American spirit that Donald Trump embodies. President Trump embodies the American spirit. He's a tough guy from New York, an entrepreneur, and he resonates with the average person out here in the middle of Iowa. It's just crazy that this man has so much support from all walks of life, and they are so scared. They're panicking. They're panicking, Chiz. So what are your thoughts about just the general media panic? And they're hitting the panic button for sure, because Joe Biden just scheduled to visit Pennsylvania, and one thing that I've noticed is Joe Biden is visiting blue areas instead of trying to appeal to new voters. He's trying to galvanize his existing voters because they're not enthusiastic.
Yeah. Well, I was saying this the other day on Twitter. The Biden campaign is like a sinking boat right now. There are so many leaks that they're trying to plug simultaneously that it's just exposing the whole boat, and it's sinking fast. You go to Pennsylvania, and then you got a problem in Wisconsin. Then you got a problem in Michigan. Then you get run out of Texas. You're getting swamped in Florida. Arizona, you're getting killed. So no matter where he goes, it's trending downward, and the president has the momentum, and he's bringing it. He's bringing it. Nobody closes like Donald Trump, and he's bringing it. And Iowa, he's pretty much got Iowa locked up. It's looking like a 7 to 8 point victory here, but he's here for the senator and the House races. We're right on the Illinois-Iowa border, and we're right next to Wisconsin. So this is kind of like a 3-state rally where everybody's trickling in from all those areas. But he's here to support Joni Ernst, and he's here to win a couple House races so we can take back the House from Nancy Pelosi. And, it's frigid here right now. I mean, it is really cold, and we still got a packed House. And the wind is picking up, but, the enthusiasm is just unmatched. And, that's going to carry us over the top, and especially in those tight Senate races. And we need that. We got to keep the Senate, so we can keep confirming judges. And there's likely to be a 4th Supreme Court opening in Trump's 2nd term. So we need to keep the Senate so we can get that 4th justice in there. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, I think we got those. I think they're all going to be Trump victories. I think we're going to be looking really good in North Carolina. Ohio looks really, really good. Florida looks amazing down there. I can't wait for that rally tonight at 11:30 down in Miami. That's going to be unbelievable. The amount of Hispanic and Latin support down in Florida is unreal. The early voting is looking phenomenal. So I think we're going to have a great victory down in Florida, and I can't wait to see it on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm dreaming of Miami right now with this weather out here.
Miami, don't you?
Oh my gosh, that's my home state, Florida, and I'm so used to being down in the Sunshine State, but I'm happy to be here in the Midwest, even though it's freezing cold. One thing I was going to say about Florida is with the early voting in Florida, specifically in Miami-Dade, the early voting is turning out to be Republican, which means Democrats know it's a long shot for them to win Florida. It would be a miracle if Joe Biden somehow won Florida. That would be a miracle for him. But Donald Trump has it locked up. He is going to win the state of Florida, and I can't wait for that rally. I think it's going to be his most diverse rally yet. Yeah. I fully see it to be Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Haitians, Venezuelans. Miami is a melting pot of diversity, and that just shatters the narrative that it's a bunch of white people and minorities are worried about racism.
They don't talk about that anymore,
They gave up on that. They gave up on it.
It's all about the virus now. That's all they talk about.
It's all about the virus. They're killing us with COVID. Oh, yeah, and speaking of the virus, Joe Biden, because because he is doing damage control, because President Trump is hitting him hard. He's saying Biden will shut down the economy. And Biden's response is, I'm going to shut down the virus. Well, how are you going to shut down the virus? First of all, that's not how viruses work. Second of all, how are you going to shut down the virus? We already know what that is. He's going to shut down the economy. He's going to shutter businesses, lock people in their houses, not let people go back to schools, crush our economy, which is roaring back, 33.1% GDP. Biden will crush all of that. And here's the thing. Biden says, I trust the science. I trust the experts. Well, the World Health Organization said, don't lock down. Also, countries that locked down harder than we did, like France and Italy, they're seeing a spike again. So that just further shatters the whole narrative that they're trusting the science and that lockdowns work.
Well, you know, viruses are meant to spread. That's what they do. And the more we test, the more cases we're going to have. It's pretty simple. And, you know, Trump, I think, has done the best that he could have done with the situation that was presented. Nobody knew anything about this virus when it came in. In fact, 2 months after Trump put the travel ban on China, Joe Biden is holding rallies with no masks, no social distancing. Nobody knew what to expect from this. Nancy Pelosi was calling for people to come down to Chinatown in San Francisco. Bill de Blasio was telling people to come down in New York City. So, give me a break with this. We would have done better with it. Nobody knew what was going on. This is all political. And you know what? People are sick and tired of it. Look at what's going on up in Michigan now. The governor there is now forcing bars and restaurants to give their information as they come into a bar or restaurant. Provide your name and your phone number. I mean, what kind of stuff is this? Where do we live in America, or are we living in like some kind of crazy apocalyptic, like communist country? It's crazy. I mean, look, the reason Trump's going to dominate Florida. Okay, let's get back to Florida. It's because socialism sucks. Okay, and nobody wants it. The Cubans, the Venezuelans, the Nicaraguans, all the people that fled from there to South Florida don't want that. So, I mean, that message never made sense to me. And that socialist narrative you think about it, that was not on the ballot 4 years ago, right? I mean, it was a little bit tiny there with Bernie, but there was no AOC, there was no Ilhan Omar, there was no Rashida Tlaib. So that has totally been thrust into the forefront for this election. And it's really, really, really helping Trump with the Hispanic community. And you're going to see that in Arizona. You're going to see that in parts of California, where the popular vote is something that we can do there. Californians, if you're listening, get out and vote. Your vote matters. The House races, we need you. We need your vote for the popular vote, so that they don't have that stupid narrative. It's going to make a difference in New Mexico. It's going to make, obviously, a huge difference in Texas, in Florida, in Nevada. How about Nevada? I think Nevada, man, the polls are like, they're neck and neck in Nevada right now. I think we can come through. We get enough vote in that Las Vegas area, because the rural vote in Upper Nevada is huge right now. So, I really think that Trump's hitting it. He's got, like you said, he's got this melting pot now. He's got the rising black vote. He's got the rising Hispanic vote. He's picking it up with the suburban women because of their confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett, and he's even picking up other groups. Like if you're Jewish, who could have done it better for Israel than Trump, right? I mean, he's kicking butt. They're holding car parades in Israel. Trump car parades. You see that? It's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're going to have an overwhelming victory. It's going to come from all forms.
Yes, indeed. You got Amish for Trump, man. You got Nigerians for Trump. You got
for Trump.
Dogs for Trump, man. Horses for Trump. All kind of stuff. People. Nouns for Trump. Person, places, and things for Trump. Everything for Trump. It's like at this point, the entire world is watching what's happening right now, guys. This is global. This is historic. We've never seen anything like this in our entire lives. The entire world is watching. Every time I go to one of these rallies, I have immigrants come up to me and say, my family in Mexico is watching this. They watch Right Side Broadcast and they never miss a stream. And we've pretty much been streaming around the clock. At this point, it feels like a marathon, you know what I mean? Like 4 rallies yesterday, 5 rallies today, 5 rallies tomorrow, It's insane. The man literally never sleeps. Like, if you're doing 5 rallies a day and you're flying in between those rallies, when does President Trump have time to sleep? The answer is he doesn't sleep.
He sleep on Wednesday after he went.
Somebody who works that hard for me is hired. Now, I want to give shout out to the super chatters, because I know y'all are watching out there, and I have to tell you guys that I'm switching hands back and forth because it is that cold, guys. I have hand warmers in my pockets. I have them over my ears. I have ear warmers on. You can call me a sissy if you want, but hey, I'm a Florida boy, man. I can't handle this right now. All right, PK&G, thank you for your super chat. We got Donna says Trump all the way from Wisconsin. You shall. Thank you for your super chat. Patriot Girl 1 says America loves you, President Trump, and God the Father loves you too. No Blonde Cutie says, woohoo, we love RSBN and President Trump in South Florida. Don't remind me you're in South Florida, I'm jealous. God's Remnant, thank you for your super chat. Kamishi, I think South Korean wants to realize, this one's a little hard, hold on. South Korea wants to realization of justice to the China. I am 100% stand with Trump. Thank you so much for your super chat. Are you watching from South Korea? If you are, God bless you. See people watching us from all around the world. I appreciate you for your super chat. Walter Campbell, I appreciate you for your super chat. We love you guys at RSBN. Right Side Broadcasting, guys. We are almost entirely viewer funded. We did it, guys. We did it. We are going to win this thing in 48 hours. I'm so excited. You have Trump supporters out by the thousands in Deep Blue, Beverly Hills, California. I've seen them marching across the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. There is a Trump parade in Philadelphia today. They're organizing in Delaware. Minnesota Patriots are rallying. These blue areas, that's how you know Joe Biden is going to lose this election. Polls be damned. The polls keep saying he's leading. But your eyes, that is the only poll you need to use, is your eyeballs. The eyes in your head will tell you a bigger story than Don Lemon and Lester Holt and all these news media outlets will tell you. Use your eye test. If they're organizing and rallying in California, what does that tell you about these swing states? And it's because we're getting the message out. You guys have supported independent media like Right Side Broadcasting, sending us your donations. We've had all kind of things come up. We've had flat tires. We've had canceled flights. We've had luggage sent to the wrong place. We've had to rent camera equipment. We've had all kinds of adversity pop up. But what do? We overcome it. We overcame it with your support. Your support helped us get to every single one of these rallies. Because of your support, we're going to have correspondents and cameramen at every single one. You will not miss a President Trump speech from now until the election. And if you want to continue that support, you can do it via Super Chat on YouTube. You can go to our website, rsbnetwork.com/donate, or you can mail a check to our physical address, 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. So, Chiz, did you hear about the, and of course, there's a fake news spin. Did you hear about the Trump train that escorted the Biden bus out of Texas? The news headline is Trump supporters tried to run Joe Biden's bus off of the road, but there is an actual video showing someone trying to ram a Trump supporter's truck. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I saw that video, and clearly that white SUV tried to hit that black truck. That was obvious to anybody that's got two eyeballs. And you know, it's just the media trying their best to try to spin something negative, and it doesn't work because the truth is always on our side when it comes to this kind of stuff. You don't have to be a smart person to realize what's going on here. And that's just with everything, not just this incident, but it's with everything. They just try to make everything as negative as possible. And you know what? The American people are wise to it. We don't fall for it. And that's why they've had to ditch all those narratives that we were talking about. They've had to ditch all those narratives because those don't work. And so all they have is the virus, and that's not working either. You know, I think people are tired of it. And look, Trump makes these rallies. They're a political rally, but they're more of like just a get together with your buddies. You know, he's out there dancing. He's out there having a great time. Now he's showing like Biden memes on the big boards, and everyone's just laughing and he's even laughing and smiling. So you know, this is much more than just a political event. You know, this is just getting together with your buddies and having a good time and spreading the good word. And I think you know, there's so much love from this party. You know, the Republican Party is much more diverse now because of President Trump than it was 4 years ago, and that's how you win elections. And you know, we've made, you know, our party has a much bigger tent now. We can fit all kinds of different groups in there. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. If you love this country and you like this president, he's going to get your vote and he's going to win. And you know, I don't think we could have said that 4 years ago. You know, the amount of new voters that Trump's drawing from is unreal. He's got so many new groups of people that he's bringing onto those are things you can't poll. You know, you can't poll new voters. You really can't poll like people that haven't voted in 20 years. Like if you look at some of these stats from Ronna McDaniel, where she lists like the turnouts for each rally and how many people signed up and what their party affiliation is, like it's staggering how many Democrats are showing up to these parties. And what's even more staggering is how many people did not vote in the previous election that are showing up to these rallies. The one in, I believe it was Michigan, I think, 45% of the people did not vote in 2016. It was one of those. It's either Wisconsin or Michigan. I'll have to check. But 45% of the people there didn't vote. I mean, that's incredible. So, you know, it's a big red wave forming. You know, I think any of us can see that because we're fair-minded, open-minded people. But the media, I think the media knows it too, especially the global media. They're like, you can see like they know what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Because this is like deja vu.
Yeah. I want to tell you guys about my a good friend of mine. His name is Muhammad. So Muhammad came to the United States back when I was in college at Colorado State University, and I was a mentor to Muhammad. He moved over from Saudi Arabia, and he reached out to me randomly. I haven't talked to him in years. He reached out to me the other day because he saw on social media that I posted I was at a Trump rally, and he said, is he coming to Colorado anytime soon? And I said, I don't know, that would be great. I was like, do you support him? He's like, oh yes, I love his hard stance in the Middle East. I love what he did with Soleimani, taking out the terrorists. Soleimani and al-Baghdadi, they were terrorists. They were monsters. And he said, I support President Trump. And I know so many Americans that have moved over here from the Middle East. And there you have it. The coalition of people that support him, it's a groundswell. He has double the support, maybe even triple the support he did in 2016, and he won bigly in 2016. So how big do you think he's going to win in 2020, especially when it's not even just that President Trump's policies are working, it's not even just that he's effective with his messaging, it's that the other side sucks. I mean, you can't stress it enough. Like literally, Joe Biden is the worst candidate possible. They talked about how our democracy's at stake and oh my God, America's just going down the tubes. The best they could come up with was Joe Biden? Really? With all the right? You mean to tell me with so much at stake, the best you could come up with to beat President Trump is a 78-year-old career politician that can't say words? Well, and that's before you get to his corruption and his creepy stuff he's done and just everything else with him. It's just, you can't make the stuff up.
He's a worse version of Hillary. Like, if you think about it, he's a career politician. He's been there longer than her. He's done less than her. He's obviously less of a brain than her. Like, he can't even talk. He's Man, I mean, like you said, man, like when he won the nomination, I was like, this is the best they have? Like, this can't be the best they have. And it was. You know, I thought they would have been wise to go with an outsider.
Actually wasn't the best they had.
No.
They actually
Right, you're right about that.
I mean, you had like actual grassroots support on the left for candidates like Bernie Sanders. I don't like Bernie Sanders' policies, but at least Bernie Sanders had a real, true grassroots following. Also, Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi would have been their best, in my opinion.
Tulsi Gabbard was a phenomenal candidate that they could have used, and she had a groundswell support. But because Joe Biden was the chosen one, that's another reason why he doesn't have support, because he was chosen, just like Hillary was chosen.
Tulsi Gabbard, in my opinion, she would have been the toughest foe for Trump. You know, she's smart, she's intelligent. Obviously, she's a former.
She's a woman.
She's a woman. She served in the. I don't remember where she served, but she served in the military. Yeah. She's got like she's more middle. She's middle of the road, more middle than obviously than Bernie and all those people. So she could have drawn to the independent voters. So yeah, that was a big. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I was afraid of her, to be honest. Of all the people, I was like, oh man, I hope she does not win, because she would give Trump a problem. But anyway, so they went with basically everything they say they hate. An old white rich guy, right? I mean, what how is that a winning philosophy? So, look, Trump is going to win this election. He's going to win it handily. And just imagine if we had a fair media, what it would be like. All these policies in the Middle East that they don't even get any coverage from the media. None of his foreign policy, which is probably one of his strongest things besides the economy and the border, right, is foreign policy. He's done phenomenal work in the Middle East. And, I think if he had a fair press, he'd probably win by he'd be in the 400s. In the Electoral College, easily. I still think we're going to get in the 320 range, maybe like 325, 330, somewhere around there, which is great. Obama lost a bunch of electoral votes his second time around. I think Trump's going to increase his numbers. So that tells you, he's doing a great job. That Gallup poll, 56% of Americans after a pandemic say they're better off than they were 4 years ago, which is incredible. After a pandemic, just imagine what it was before. So yeah, we're here in Iowa today. We're just we're waiting for President Trump to arrive. It's a frigid day. The wind is just absolutely roaring through the plains here. So it's really cold, but everyone's sticking it out. The Trump campaign was nice enough to provide hand warmers to everyone coming in, and there's a nice big tent back there that's really nice. So Trump and his message is definitely resonating. I can't wait to hear him today. And you know what, these Trump rallies, they never get old, man. We're never going to see another president like President Trump. So if you can get to one in the next 48 hours, get to it.
Let's see if we can get in on some of this crowd engagement over here. You got a lot of patriots over here that I don't know if they recognize us because we're all we're all bundled up, but they have to know that we're over here. And it's good to see that some of the local press over here is showing the crowd, because the crowd is energetic. I mean, they're obviously saving their energy for President Trump, but if you can tell, these people are excited. They can't wait for 4 more years of the greatest president this country has ever seen. And we're going to bring this to you live. We're showing you everything, guys, start to finish. You got to see the speakers. Normally we get to speak and give an introduction before the speakers. But yeah, you get to see all the speakers, the prayer, the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and then President Trump's speech in its entirety, start to finish. You're only going to see that on Right Side Broadcasting. There's a reason why people are tuned in to us and why we're growing and why we're the most pro-Trump media out there. That's why, we're super spreaders of truth over here. That's what we're doing, guys. We tell you the truth. We show you the crowd. We show you everything. Now, for those of you just tuned in, do us the biggest favor and smash that like button. We got 66,000 people watching. Let's see if we can crack 100,000 for President Trump's second stop of the day. Let's smash the like button. We got 16,000 likes. Give us a like, because that's how we'll circumvent YouTube's algorithms, and we'll be on the home screen. With 48 hours to go, we need more and more people to see this stream. And we can only do that with you supporting us. Also, subscribe to RSBN. Hit the bell notification so you do not miss any one of President Trump's speeches. We got a nice crowd of people out there. I don't know if they recognize us yet. It looks like the local press is doing a really good job of showing the crowd, but we're still going to show you the crowd here. Beautiful crowd out here in Dubuque, Iowa, at their little regional airport. They're excited. It's just unbelievable. Like with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, a newspaper that they said they haven't endorsed a Republican since 1972, and they endorsed President Trump. And that just tells you, Minnesota, a blue state, hasn't voted for a Republican since 1972. The tide is turning. Things are changing. President Trump, I believe we are going to see a landslide. However, Nancy Pelosi, I want to get your thoughts on this. Nancy Pelosi is the only competent person. She said she guarantees that Joe Biden will be elected, and these are her words. She guarantees Joe Biden will be elected on Tuesday, no matter the count. What are your thoughts on Nancy Pelosi and how she's basically saying they're planning to steal the election?
Well, she said last time in 2016 that Hillary was guaranteed to win the election, and that didn't work out very well, did it? So, you know what? Nancy Pelosi's a bunch of hot air, man. There's a lot of things I want to say about Nancy Pelosi that I can't say here, so I won't. But you know what? Getting the House back is almost as important as re-electing President Trump. We gotta win that House. We gotta get the House back, guys. We can't have 2 more years of just total destruction and resistance and just anarchy with the House of Representatives. Because what's going to happen is the longer they're in charge of the House, the deeper the roots are going to get, the more terrible their resisting is going to get. So we gotta stop it now. It's only been 2 years. We can cut it off right now, get it back. And we could have a new Speaker of the House this time instead of Paul Ryan. We'd have someone that will work with President Trump, that will be very pro-America first, and we'll get those policies in there. We can't have any more of these rhinos running our House of Representatives. You know, it's just we missed a golden opportunity in 2016, 2017 with Paul Ryan. We could have got a lot more done that we didn't get done. And getting rid of Nancy Pelosi is almost as good as re-electing President Trump. So we got to do that. And then also, obviously, we have to keep the Senate. Okay, we got to keep the Senate for judges and for all that stuff. So it's very important. You vote for President Trump, but you also got to vote for all the Republicans down the ballot. You have to do it, okay? Even if you don't like them, okay? We got to vote for these people because we got to keep the majority, and we got to take the majority in the House.
Yeah, and you notice that the Republican Party is getting an infusion of youth and diversity. Intellectual diversity is all that really matters at the end of the day. But because the left loves their identity politics, and they love to point out the Republican Party is just full of a bunch of old white men. Well, what about all of these black Americans that are running for Congress and Senate? You got John James in Michigan. You got Lacey Johnson in Minnesota running against Ilhan Omar. You got Joe Collins running against Maxine Waters. You got Angela Stan King running to take John Lewis's old seat. You got Kim Klacik in Baltimore taking over Elijah Cummings' seat. And there are several others that I can't even list the names of, but like 30
in California, Asian lady. You got Anna Paulina in Florida. You got
Laura Loomer.
You got Yvette Harrell. You got God, there's so many. I mean, we have so much diversity in this party, and it's not just because you're this or you're that. It's because you have a great, you want to work for the country, right? And that's what we need. You got to work with the president. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, the Republican Party it's crazy, transformed, man.
President Trump has single-handedly shifted the political landscape in this country, and it's a thing of beauty. I just love what's unfolding in front of us. We're seeing a shift towards the future, which is what everyone's always wanted to do. It's like, let's move into the future. Let's progress. Like, let's make progress. They're on the left. They're so progressive that they're regressive. They're so racially aware that they're actually wanting segregation. Like colleges and universities are calling for segregated dorms, segregated safe spaces on college campuses. I mean, what is this? What are we doing here? Segregation sucks. But again, it's always been the Democrats. It's always been the left-leaning side of the political landscape. They've been on the wrong side of history. No party switch. When in 2020, they still judge people based on the color of their skin. And I keep posing this question to people on the left who think that they're on the right side of history. I'm like, why do you think it's okay to judge people based on the color of their skin? Still, from 1920 to 2020, from the Ku Klux Klan to Antifa, the Democrat Party has always had a mass group of almost completely racially homogenous terrorists beating people up, and all it's doing is creating an undercurrent of new Trump voters. Like, there are so many silent Trump voters. They're afraid to say that they support the president, but when they get in that ballot box, we know what's going to happen.
Well, if you look at it, the farther left, in my opinion, this is how I look at it. The farther left they go, the more people they push to the right or to the center. Okay, and that's just more voters that we can draw to. Look, President Trump has done a great job reaching new voters. We've been saying that a couple times here today, and it's true. You know, he's really, look, he's going to have a long legacy after he's done with his 8 years, from the border to the justices to the trade deals to the Middle East peace deals. But one of the things that's going to really go forward is the transformation of the Republican Party. He has totally, he broke it down, built it back up, and now we got something that's just like, man, this is something we can use going forward in future elections. You know, the longer he's in office, the worse it is for the Democrats, because he's totally transforming the Republican Party. Not only is it more inclusive, is it more diverse, they're getting tougher. They're getting much tougher. They're learning how to fight. He's teaching them how to fight. Look at what he did. Look at how he taught these people how to fight in the Supreme Court with Kavanaugh. You know, the Republicans stood firm, man. They stood firm on impeachment. They stood firm on this last justice, Amy Coney Barrett. We knew they were going to go crazy once Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away in that opening. We knew they were going to flip out, right? And President Trump didn't flinch at all. He just said, "Nope, we're going forward. We're going forward. We're going to confirm somebody, and it's going to be before the election, and that's going to be the end of it." And look at how quickly that went. He picked Amy Coney Barrett. We were talking about this earlier. What a phenomenal pick! What a phenomenal pick. She smooth. She sailed through that confirmation like nothing. So Trump is just he's transformed this party into something that's just it can go forward for a couple elections at least.
Yes, it can. Now, we are just moments away from President Trump's arrival here in Dubuque, Iowa. While we are waiting for President Trump to arrive, I want to tell you guys about our partner for the day, My Patriot Supply. With only days until the election, now's the time to prepare, and My Patriot Supply is back with a great offer for today only. Save $30 on their most popular one-week food kit. It comes in a super cool ammo can. It contains breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. But you can only get it when you go to this special site, prepare2020.com. When you think about it, when emergency strikes, your first impulse is to run to the grocery store. But in today's volatile world, you'll likely find chaos and empty shelves. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect your family in case of natural disasters, civil unrest, which we have seen way too much of lately. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's this: don't get caught unprepared. Make a plan today. Go to prepare.com and support our partner who is bringing you today's rally. Again, prepare2020.com. Go to prepare2020.com and get your supply of storable food, man. It just makes too much sense. Like, we do not know what's going to happen in this world. I mean, this is the first time in my life where I haven't been able to plan anything ahead. Like, I used to be able to plan, like, oh, I'm going to go on vacation next summer. Now I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen next week. Crazy stuff happening, man. Go to this website, support our partner, My Patriot Supply. Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, I want to read some super chats, and then I'm going to read a few website donations here.
New jobs, the lowest ever unemployment for Black and Hispanic. ending the Biden era of lopsided trade deals that sent our factories overseas, passing the historic USMCA, taking on China, winning the trade war, protecting and strengthening Medicare and Social Security, lowering the cost of insulin, delivering the first real drop in drug prices in 50 years, restoring our military, fixing the VA, bringing our troops home, and taking the world's deadliest terrorists off the battlefield. Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, ISIS, brought to justice. Moving America's embassy to Jerusalem, a new era of strength and solidarity with our ally Israel. Negotiating a historic peace deal between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. Securing our border. Miles of new border wall being built. Illegal immigration dropped to the lowest point in a decade. Tackling the coronavirus head on. Banning travel from China. Mobilizing government, business, and the American people to manufacture masks, ventilators, and medical supplies. And launching Operation Warp Speed, an unprecedented effort to develop a vaccine to eradicate the coronavirus from the face of the earth in record time. President Trump has accomplished more for the American people in 4 years than any other president in history. And in his second term, he will lead America to even greater heights, draining the swamp, rebuilding the economy, bringing back millions of jobs, creating 10 million new jobs in 10 months, new opportunities for all Americans, not just those at the top, lowering drug costs, expanding access to high-quality health care for every American family, defending America's police, restoring law and order to our cities, stopping illegal immigration and protecting American families, and ending America's reliance on China once and for all, bringing back jobs and factories, making medicine and products in America again. President Trump will rebuild America's infrastructure, renew hope and our entrepreneurial spirit for a new generation, and restore the American dream. It won't be easy, never pretty. The swamp will continue to fight him every step of the way. But under President Trump, our families will thrive. Our incomes will rise. Our communities will be kept safe. Our factories will flourish. Our flag will fly high. Our country will soar. And we will make America great again.
All right. Well, that was a cool little video. That was unexpected. Sorry, I guess I talked over it a little bit. I just anyway, let's get back into the chat here because I want to read some of the super chats that have come in. Thank you guys all for tuning in today on RSP Network. We're just moments away from President Trump's arrival here in Dubuque, Iowa. We're going to bring that to you live when Air Force One arrives and when he takes the podium. Oh no, that was a private jet. Everyone looked over. We heard a jet. Anyway, Joy says California for Trump. Man, you Californians need to get out there, man. Get out there. I saw what happened in Beverly Hills. That was great. We need to duplicate that, multiply it. Roni Zin says President Trump is our protector, standing up to China's bullying of smaller countries in the South China Sea in Asia. A deep, heartfelt thanks to all the patriots of America that elected this man. A true godsend. MAGA 2020. Thank you so much. Energy Monster, thank you for your super chat. Roni Zin, you sent another super chat. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching us. 64 Pink 256 says, play Mobsters, play Revenge on your phone or tablet in your App Store or Play Store. Thank you, RSB. And Eric Campman, thank you for your super chat. We got a new Lincoln Club member, Sal, thank you. Doug says, God bless President Trump and God bless RSBN for loving and following his rallies. Thank you, RSBN, for your service. We also got another super chat from Ann. Thank you, Ann. Thank you so much. We appreciate you supporting us at RSB Network. Someone said Pelosi needs out in the chat. Yeah, you guys have been going off on Pelosi, man. like Shiz said, you know, President Trump getting reelected is great, but you know what else would be great? Getting Nancy Pelosi out of there. If there was any politician that needs to get out of politics right now, it is Nancy Pelosi, along with all her other cronies, Chuck Schumer and the rest. Dennis says 55 for Mike Magnificent, bearing the cold. Thank you. Can you guys tell I'm out here struggling, man? And I still got another one. We're going to Kenosha, Wisconsin tomorrow. Check me out in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It'll be me and Shiz MAGA also. Jeff Gully says, Minnesota better vote for Trump 2020 or I'm moving. Much love, Mike Magnificent. Hey, Jeff, if you want to come to Florida, we'll gladly have you. Registered Republican on your way in. Just make sure you're registered Republican if you're coming to Florida. Shiz, you got something?
Yeah, look at this crowd. I mean, you can feel the energy picking up. There's a lot of dancing going on. Who doesn't love Michael Jackson, right? President Trump should be here pretty soon. He's second rally of the day of 5. He's got a rally tonight at 11:30 in Miami, Florida. That is going to be unbelievable. What a huge crowd that should be. And I'm really looking forward to watching that one tonight. He's also going to be in North Carolina. Yeah, I guess we're going up on the main stage. So we'll see you guys there in a second.
and help the campaign get the crowd hyped up for some video for the website. So that was fun and exciting. It's always exciting to help out the campaign any way we can. That's what we do at Right Side Broadcast. We're committed, man. We are so committed to this movement of patriots, American patriots. President Trump has got to be arriving here shortly. It is very close. Moments away. But as I was saying before, I will be in Kenosha. Shiz and I will be in Kenosha tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. President Trump will be delivering remarks in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, the rest of the day, the lineup for the rest of the day, for those of you that aren't aware, President Trump is going to Fayetteville, North Carolina, and then Rome, Georgia, and then Miami, Florida. That is going to be, I'm staying up for that one, 11:30 p.m.
I forgot about that Georgia rally. That's going to be amazing, too. There's going to be a ton of people there. And Georgia, we got to lock that one up. We can't take any chances there. It's probably safe, but President Trump's doing the right thing going down there, just locking that up. And Florida, wow. What can we say about Florida? Florida is turning out big for the president. He's probably going to have a 2 to 3 point win there, maybe more. According to early voting, it looks really good. So I think Florida's in the bag. I think Arizona's looking great. You know, Arizona has become a purple state because of all the Californians fleeing. All the California liberals, they vote for these crazy policies, and then they leave and they go to Texas, they go to Arizona, they go to Florida, they go to North Carolina, and they try to ruin other states. So we can't have that. We can't have that anymore. We got to stand firm. We got to hold the line. Arizona, keep voting. Keep voting. Florida, keep voting. Okay, we need to keep voting. North Carolina, we got to bring it home. We got an important Senate race there that we need. We need to hold the line there. In California, like I said, if you're in California, your vote matters. Even if you don't think it does, it does. Okay, we need that electoral college, and then we need that popular vote victory. A popular vote victory. What would be better than that to really shove it in the media's face? Okay, because that's been their talking point for 4 years. You won the electoral college, but you didn't win the popular vote. We gotta win the popular vote. And then also, California, we need to win these House races, okay? All the ones we lost in 2018, we got to get those back so we can get rid of Nancy Pelosi. Man, this is just a phenomenal crowd showing up here in Iowa. It is a packed house. And as far as the eye can see, just like all the other ones. And it is freezing here. These people are just tough as nails. And I guarantee you every single person that's here is going to wait in line to go vote. So Iowa looks good for the president. The Des Moines Register came out with their final poll. They had Trump winning by 7. They had Senator Joni Ernst winning by 4. They had Ashley Hinson flipping Iowa's 1st congressional district. So that'll be big. And then we have a chance to flip the 2nd district as well. We need those seats, guys. We need those seats. If you're in Iowa, get out and vote Republican all the way. And it looks like Air Force One is almost here. It's going to be here any minute now.
Air Force One has arrived. We're just moments away from President Trump speaking here in Dubuque, Iowa. Let's get back into the super chats. As you guys know, your donations made it possible for us to be here. Tactical Llama says, so excited for 4 more years, Super Trump. We got a new Lincoln Club member, Thurza, thank you. Super chat from Auntie Olive Carroll. Love you, Mike Nificent and RSBN and Trump. You are brilliant and so spot on. Thank you, appreciate that. Thank you for your kind words. God bless you. Todd Smith, thank you for your super chat. God bless you, Todd. Hugo, thank you for your super chat. Robin Simmons, thank you. Anastasia says, roll this Trump train straight to the White House. Thank you, RSBN. You have the best commentators. Love you. We love you right back. Well, let me scroll all the way over. Let me go right here. Paul G, I got you, said Trump, California. Mike KMB says, God bless President Trump. He is an angel sent from heaven. And thanks so much, RSBN, for your great coverage and your fantastic service, Mike. Man, you guys are the best. You guys are making me blush out here in this cold South. DFW says, God bless RSBN. It is time to start a RSBN 24-hour online news service of truth. Talk to our CEO, Joe, about that. Let's see. Joe's not getting much sleep anyway, so maybe we can do that. We're basically already are a 24-hour operation. You factor in the fact that we don't get a lot of sleep because we're planning all these trips and all that stuff. DL, thank you for your super chat. Ocean's Daughter, thank you for your super chat. You guys are incredible. You guys are so incredible. You have no idea. This is your network too. You guys are helping us. We want you to feel like you are a part of this, because you at home, the viewer, are making it possible for us to bring a live shot, a live view, like live feed of everything happening as if you are here with us. And it's making a difference. It really is. Everywhere we go, people recognize us. People want to take pictures. People are thanking us. People are praying over us. Before I left Florida, a lot of people in Florida know who I am, of course, like being from there, whatever. I had people coming and praying over me, praying for our company, praying for this journey that we're on, because they know how treacherous it can be. Like, we know what's at stake. We know how crazy the people who hate the president are and how desperate they are. So it just tells you, like, we're all on the right side of history here. We're all unified. This is a unified movement. We have more super chats. Brandon Watson, thank you so much, Brandon. Dr. Cervantes, Senior Cervantes, I think it said. He said, oh, sorry, David Cervantes. David said, I was raised in Kenosha, live in Colorado, Kenosha strong. I will be in Kenosha tomorrow night. Anthony, thank you for your super chat. And who else do we got? We've got Diana Diaz says, you are awesome, Mike. Thank you. Deborah Smith, thank you. John Sue says, hello, amigos. When is Trump about to climb on the stage? Yo, yes. Trump will be here any second, momentarily. And we're so excited because once he takes the podium, guys, guess where my hands are going? Back in my pockets where I have like 10 different hand warmers in there. I'm so excited for that. But until then, I'm going to continue reading these super chats and I'm going to tough it out, because that's what we do as Americans. We tough it out. Thank you for your super chat, Saint Grievousy or something. Sorry if I butchered the name. But said, sending love from England. Please, U.S. Patriots, get Trump elected. It's already going to happen. Linda, thank you for your super chat. GMR Blake, thank you for your super chat. G Logan says, great job, guys. Keep the Trump train going. MAGA, Heidi from LA. KC, thank you for your super chat.
President Trump is sitting there on the tarmac. He's probably going to be here in just a minute. And wow, it is cold here. Yeah. All right, we got some website donations here I want to read off. From Sachin. I'm from Canada. I adore President Trump and America, the blessed nation. Your folks are doing an incredible job. RSB is still growing. Considering your efforts, zeal, and the political intelligence you share, I'm deeply impressed and inspired. Kudos. America is the great nation of the world. We need the dynamic leader as President Trump for another 4 years. The sacrifices he has made and is making, working tremendously hard, being so smart in his moves, decision making, and for what? To make America great again and to clean the swamp. Let's all pray for President Trump, Trump family, and all Americans. Thank you, Sachin from Canada. All right, got another one here from, let's see. It's so cold, it's hard to see. From Rick, God bless you guys. It is a privilege to be a part of what God is doing through our president and our beloved United States of America. 4 more years. I got another one here from Blake Anderson. I love RSBN and my President Trump. God has blessed Minnesota, loves you. Go Amy Coney Barrett. Awesome. We got a one from Sonny. Indians for Trump. Thank you, Sonny. Got another one from Doris. Connecticut Christians and God for our great President Trump. Got one from Diana. Donald Trump is our American Superman. I agree with that. Thank you, Right Side. I've been watching RSV since 2015. Haven't missed a Trump rally yet. Wow, thank you, Diana, for watching us. That's great. Another one here from Hannah. We love Trump here in England, too. Make America great again for all of us across the pond. All right, thank you, Hannah. Another one here from Dan. Thank you all very much for showing rallies each and every day. You guys rock. Well, thank you, Dan. We really try to give you guys the full, unfiltered view of what it's like to be at a President Trump rally, so you guys can join in with us here at home. Another one from, let's see, Diana. I already read that one, sorry. Here we go. Ron, we love how you are helping President Trump make America great again. Thanks and God bless all of you. All right, well, thank you, Ron. One from Edward. Thanks for all your hard work on behalf of our great president. All right, thank you, Edward. I got one from AJ. A big shout out to the broadcasters. Hang in there, even in the frigid cold weather. You guys are out there. You guys are out there. Trump's toughness is definitely rubbing off on y'all. Yeah. A few more days. We want our president back for 4 more years. God bless you. Love you, Iowa. From AJ. Hey, AJ, thank you, man. We do this for you guys. We want you guys to see what it's like. All right, here we go, Christy Hilliard. We were promised war and destruction if Trump won in 2016, and all we got was world peace. That's right. President Trump has been phenomenal on foreign policy and peace deals. Nobody better. Peace through strength, right, guys? All right, another one from Kevin Carroll and his family. All right, Kevin. Thank you for all the support and prayers to our President Donald J. Trump. God bless you all. Thank you, Kevin. Another Kevin. All Americans need to rise up and save our great free country. One nation under God. And go vote for President Donald J. Trump. Yvonne, just found out about you guys when I was at the Erie PA rally. You are wonderful. Keep up the great work, and thank you for what you do. Trump 2020. All right, Yvonne, thanks for hopping on here with us and checking us out. Elizabeth says, keep up the great job. I forward the broadcast to a list of friends. Well, thank you for doing that. That's wonderful. We appreciate you. God bless you, President Trump, and all Americans. Trump for 12 more years. You want to trigger a lefty? Just tell him 12 more years. That really does the job quite well.
See the ad?
Yeah. That one where it keeps going. All the man, I cannot feel my hands. This is amazing. Here we go. Another one from Teacup. Teacup says, voted all red for faith, family, and freedom. God bless President Trump and America. John Stanton says, RSBN is and has been critical to saving the America we value and love. Thanks to your families and staff. From Ron and Debbie Hall, we love watching you and showing what really takes place at Trump's rallies. Keep up the good work, Trump 2020. You know, that's why we're here. We're here to show you guys what the media will not show you. The media won't show you this, so we have to do it for them. We are the news. The media, the journalism in general is dead. We are the new news. We are the real news. And we will not rely on the fake news anymore. I'm going to send it back to Mike.
Yeah, one more time, guys, for President Trump. Take the podium. We'll tell you about our partner for the day, My Patriot Supply. With only days until the election, now is the time to prepare. And My Patriot Supply is back with a great offer for today only. Save $30 on their most popular one-week food kit. It comes in a super cool ammo can. It contains breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. But you can only get it when you go to this special website, prepare2020.com. When you think about it, when emergency strikes, what's your first impulse? Run to the grocery store, right? But in today's volatile world, you'll likely find chaos and empty shelves. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect your family in case of natural disasters and civil unrest, which has been so often that's been happening lately. When 2020 is hard as anything is this, don't get caught unprepared. Make a plan today. Go to prepare2020.com and support our great partner, Patriot Supply, who's bringing you today's rally. Again, that's prepare2020.com. All right. Now, let's see if we got 98,000 people watching. Let's see if we can get 98,000 people to like this stream. 98,000 thumbs up would be ideal, guys. Again, we're almost entirely viewer funded, and it's your support financially and supporting us on social media, boosting us up in the algorithm. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Right Side Broadcasting, and hit the bell notification so you do not miss a stream. Let's see, so many super chats here. They're just coming in. We got SF.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Ladies and
I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. What a crowd. This is a very great place. We had a great victory here 4 years ago, and I just noticed there happened to be a poll out that came out last night that has a very, very substantial margin. We're very happy with it. We're very happy with it, and we're very happy with Iowa. Thank you very much, Iowa. And we appreciate it, and we've had a great run together, and I've been working very hard with the farmers and making them hopefully very rich, making them very rich and very successful. And hello to everyone here also from Wisconsin. We have a lot of people from Wisconsin. All right, let's see. Who's from Iowa? And who's from Wisconsin? All right, that's not terrible. That's not bad. We just left Wisconsin, and we're going back to Wisconsin. 2 days from now, we are going to win Iowa, and we are going to win Wisconsin. And we are going to win 4 more years in that very beautiful White House. With your vote, we will continue to cut your taxes, cut regulations, and ensure that more products are made and raised and grown in the USA. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Next year, I think we're going to have the greatest year, economically speaking, in the history of our country. You saw the number that just came out, 33.1 GDP. That's the best number in the history of our country. And we're set. We call it a super V. We used to say a V. Now we're calling it a super V. Under my leadership, our economy is now growing at the fastest rate ever. It's really something. We're set. We're all set. We were doing better than ever before. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country, and then we got hit by the China plague, which we're not going to forget. So we closed it up. We closed it up, and then we opened it up, and we saved, I'll tell you, we saved 2 million lives. It was 2.2 million people were projected. We saved 2 million lives, but what happened, there shouldn't have been one life. Shouldn't have been. We can never forget what China did to us. We can never forget. While foreign nations are in a free fall, you see what's going on in other lands. Look at what's happening in Europe. It's a shame. We're creating the world's greatest economic powerhouse. A recent Gallup poll found that 56% of the Americans polled said that they were better off now, much better off. It's a record than they were 4 years ago under Obama and Biden. As president, I kept my promise, and I protected ethanol. And I approved E15 for use all year round. You don't know what that means. That's a lot. They've been trying to get that approved. Let me just tell you, for all of the ethanol people, and you have Joni and you have Chuck over here, they fought with me. They would come in. They wanted it. And I said, can I give you just a little bit less? No, we won't accept anything less. That's Chuck and Joni. They were tough and they were good, but they didn't have to fight me. They didn't have to fight too hard. I was with the farmers. I was with them from the beginning. But if Biden gets in, you can forget about ethanol. You can forget about everything. You would have that terminated. You would have that terminated so fast. But authorized its use in existing gas pumps also. That doesn't mean much to you. It means a lot to the ethanol people. So you have the existing gas pumps. You don't have to go and spend a fortune to do the new gas pumps. Nobody knows that, and it doesn't even sound very elegant in a speech. But you have the gas pumps to ethanol, and everything ends if Biden ever... It's not going to happen with Biden, let's face it. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. He would end everything that we've done. We've made this an incredible year. I got $28 billion from China that went to our farmers because they targeted you. We opened new markets for Iowa farmers and ranchers in Japan, the EU, South Korea, and all over the world. We surged exports with the new USMCA. We got rid of your horrible, terrible, worst trade deal ever made. Everyone said that would be impossible to do. We got it done. We got a lot done. We got a lot done. By the way, do you think it could be any windier up here? I'm sitting here. It's like I'm standing up, and this is one hell of a wind. It's lucky you have a president that doesn't need a teleprompter, because these things are useless. They're going. They are useless. They're moving in 17 directions. I'm going like. Now, Sleepy Joe would be lost. He'd be. What am I going to do? How about this? They ask him questions. He puts it on a teleprompter. Gives him. I've never seen this one. The hardest question he had recently was, "What flavor ice cream do you have, sir?" He looks down. I think vanilla and chocolate. Okay, that's. They don't ask me questions like that. We confronted China's cheating and made them double their purchases. They doubled up their purchases. And, 3 weeks ago, you had the largest corn order in the history of our country, right? This guy's a corn guy. He's the big corn guy. He likes Trump. You had the largest purchase of soybeans in the history of our country and the largest beef order. You know why? Because China realized that I'm going to win. Because when you look, and they want to make me happy because what they did should not have been done. They dream about Sleepy Joe Biden. They own Sleepy Joe. They gave his boy a lot of money. Thank you. China they go to bed every night and they say, please let it be Sleepy Joe. They would own the United States. You see the whole deal with him, right? With the son, with the $1.5 billion goes to the son to manage. He makes millions of dollars a year. Then the kid asks for $10 million a year. For recommendation purposes, he's going to recommend. He gets $10 million. He wants $10 million a year. It's a disgrace. Nah, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And then he doesn't have a job for 4 years, and he goes, and his father becomes vice president, and he wants $183,000 a month, right, from Ukraine. Burisma Oil Company, not the best reputation. And then he said that wasn't enough. Could we have $3 million up front, please? And then they get from Russia. They wrote Russia. Oh, by the way, the laptop from hell, all of a sudden, Shifty Schiff, with the watermelon head, right, Schiff? He comes out, little Schiff. He comes out and he said, I think the laptop was developed by Russia. Russia's probably going, oh my, here we go again with it. Can you imagine that? 3 years, no collusion, $48 million. A friend of mine said, you've got to be the cleanest guy in the world. No collusion, no nothing. A waste of $48 million, 3 years. What a disgrace. And then they say, the laptop came from Russia. No, the laptop came from, where's Hunter? It's called the laptop from hell. How about, though, the mayor of Moscow's wife gives Hunter a check for $3.5 million. He didn't have a job. He was his father became vice president, and they were raking in money, and the father was supposed to get 10%, right? And then in another case, he was supposed to get 50%. And the media doesn't want to talk about it. They put silence on it. And big tech, they'll have to do something with Section 230, Chuck, I'll tell you. They're going to have to do something with Section 230 because what's going on is bad. What's going on could kill this country. They have to do something with Section 230. It's time we stop talking about it and get it done. We passed record because they wouldn't be here if it weren't for Section. We gave them this unbelievable gift of no liability, and they've abused it. They've totally abused it. We passed record middle-class tax cuts, and we virtually eliminated the estate tax, so you don't have a death tax. When you die, and at some point that'll happen. There's a couple of guys right here. Let's see. When you die and you have a beautiful farm and you want to leave it to your kids, right? In the old days, the kids would have to pay tax and they go out and borrow the money, and then 2 years comes along and they end up losing the farm. No estate tax, no death tax. Thank Chuck Grassley and thank Joni. Right? It's a big deal. You don't have the death tax or the estate tax. It's a big deal. Now, if you love your children, who loves your children here? Okay. And who does not love your child or children? There's one hand of a woman in the very back. So if you don't love them, it doesn't matter that much, okay? If you do, I did you one hell of a favor. You better remember that. We slashed a record number of job-killing regulations. No one has fought harder for the people of Iowa. That's true. For the people, for the farmers, I fought. For the farmers, for the ranchers. And you know, China went after you, but I got the money for you because I got it a different way. I spoke with our great Secretary of Agriculture, who I think is great, Sonny Perdue. He knows more about farming and agriculture. I said, Sonny, how much did they hurt us 2 years ago? He said, $12 billion. How much last year? 16 billion. I said, good. Take $28 billion and we're giving it, I think it was proportioned right. I hope it was. I don't know. Did anybody get a bad deal? Did anybody? Because you're all wealthy. But we took $28 billion and we gave it to the farmers. And that's why you're all here and that's why you're all happy. And no other president would have done that. And we had a lot of money left over because we tariffed China a lot of money, and they paid for it. You didn't pay. You know, the fake news likes to say you don't pay. They paid. They devalued their currency even further, and they paid. We got $28 billion for our farmers, and I'm very happy about it, and so are they. For decades, Joe Biden let other countries rip off our country, and cheat America blind. And there was a group, they would let him do anything. Biden has been there for 5 decades, and the only people who benefited from his policies were himself and his family, frankly. He shows up every 4 years and then goes back to Washington and caters to special interests. But my only interest is you. You know, it's very interesting. You know, this sleepy guy is raising a lot of money, right? So he raises money. You know how he raises money? By making deals. That's how you raise money. I would be the greatest political fundraiser in the history of the world. I could raise $1 billion and give me 2 days. Give me an extra day just in case. All I have to do is, hey, I know most of these guys one way or the other. President of the United States is calling, Mr. So-and-so from Goldman Sachs, etc. President, do me a favor, send me $25 million, please, for the campaign. Yes, sir. I would get, they wouldn't even negotiate. I'd get so much. And I didn't do any of it, right? And we did very nicely. You know, we got a lot of small donations, but I didn't do any of it. I never made a call. Everybody I called would give them. The president, I mean, unless you're stupid, you're able to get a lot of money. Send me 10. Well, sir, we're having a hard time. All right, send me 5. That's okay. Send me 5. I would have raised $1 billion. But you can only spend so much, you know. You can only buy so many commercials. We've got so many commercials. They have so many. But if Biden, Harris, how about Harris? Kamala. You have to pronounce her name right. It's Kamala, like a comma. Kamala. And yet she pronounces her name differently than that, doesn't she, huh? Did Mike Pence beat her in the debate or what? Did anybody see the debate last week? Our debate? Right? Everything you'd say, I'd say, well, why didn't you do it, Joe? You know, well, he should have done that. Really? First of all, everything I have done. I said, Joe, you were there for 47 years and you only left 3.5 years ago. Why didn't you do it, Joe? Well, I never thought of that. But if Biden and Harris, the radical left, gain power, they will crash the economy, destroy your farms, end all of the things I got you, like the estate tax. That's going to be ended. They don't want that. They fought us on that. And end America as we know it. You'll have a socialist country, and America will never be a socialist country. Biden has vowed to abolish the American oil industry. This would be a death sentence, as you know, for ethanol. So all of those people I've gotten to know a lot of the ethanol people through Chuck and Joni and Kim, all of them. Yeah, by the way, you do have a great governor. You know that, right? I don't even know if she's here. Is she here? There she is. I can't see her under all that stuff. Well, she's definitely wearing a mask, I will say. She's a great governor. The Biden-Harris plan would outlaw American energy, would unleash economic misery for Iowa, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and every other state in America. Your energy costs would go up at a level that you've never seen. He wants to raise your taxes. And you know, it's not him. He has no clue. He's shot. Okay? The guy has no clue. You know it. I know it. We're all trying to be nice. But I know him also for a while. He's not a nice guy. If he was, I wouldn't talk this way. He's the only man that I've ever seen. His whole campaign is, we will raise your taxes. I've said I've never heard of it. You know, all my life I've watched politicians. I grew up with politicians. They always said, we'll cut your taxes. He's the only guy I know that says we're going to raise your taxes. So I cut your taxes with them. The highest level cut, the most in the history of our country. He wants to raise your taxes more than anybody has ever raised your taxes. How? Let me just ask you, how do you get elected? I mean, aside right, wrong, how do you get elected? So he wants to give you the largest tax increase in history. Now, for 1 year, he went along the stage, he had like 27 people running, right? Some ran well, some didn't go so good. Well, Kamala didn't do well. She was dropping like a rock, and she was mean to him, right? But they're going along, and everybody's against fracking. Okay, it doesn't pertain to you, but it does as your energy costs because you want your bills to be low. So he's going, no frack, no frack, no fracking. There will be no fracking. We've got a little play. I don't know if they put it. Oh, they did. We spent the money for Iowa. Look, see that? That board is expensive as hell. Whoa. Hey, Iowa must be a very important place. We've got a little show. Oh, we've got a little show. Look how beautiful. What a beautiful. See, you see a beautiful board. I see a lot of money was spent on that. Where do you see it? It's incredible what they can do for money. But you're going to see in a second. But he goes, no fracking for a year. No fracking. There will be no fracking. So he said this like 100 times. And then he goes to Pennsylvania. And he goes, I believe in fracking. We will have fracking. And the fake news, look at all of them back there, every one of them. They're fake. And they're more fake now than they ever were. When you look at what happened, when are you going to look into Moscow and the 3.5 million? When are you going to ask Moscow? I want to find out, why did Moscow give Where's Hunter 3.5 million? It must be his expertise. Where is Hunter, by the way? Remember I said, where's Hunter? Is he here? And then the next day they made a T-shirt. It was the #1 shirt of the year. Where's Hunter? No, but we want them to ask that question instead of what flavor ice cream are you having. They'll terminate your school choice, eliminate your charter schools, defund religious schools, ban prayer in schools, indoctrinate your children with anti-American lies, and force you to subsidize extreme late-term abortion. That's what they're doing. That's all in their platform. You got to read it. We call it the manifesto between crazy Bernie. You have Bernie, who's one of the greatest losers of all time. Now, think of it. They stole 2 elections, not 1. I've seen people where an election got stolen. And by the way, we're not going to let that happen to us, you know, with these ballots. How about the Supreme Court ruling where the Supreme Court, no, this was not good. The Supreme Court gave them more time. So what does this mean? Does this mean we go and we wait? So it's not November 3rd. It's going to be much later than that? No. We should know the result of the election on November 3rd, the evening of November 3rd. That's the way it's been, and that's the way it should be. What's going on in this country? What's going on? We believe that every child is a sacred gift from God. Biden and Harris will eliminate the private health insurance plans of 180 million Americans. Their socialist takeover will ration care and force you onto endless wait lists. That's what you're going to do. You're going to have wait lists. You know what we've done, by the way, for the military has been incredible. We've gotten rid of the wait list for our veterans. Our opponents would pack the Supreme Court with far-left justices. And by the way, he's never, we're into the voting now. It's ridiculous. By the way, I liked Election Day, and most of you do too. Who is going to vote on Election Day? Okay. And who's already voted? Okay. And you sent ballots in? Be careful of the ballots. Be careful. Just be careful of those ballots. I don't know. Our opponents would pack the court. But remember, so a lot of people have already been. He has never said if he's going to pack the court. He's getting along the tap, tap. He's doing a little tap, tap, tap. So he has not said. Until he says he's not going to do that, you can't vote for him. And then on top of it, I created a list of 25. Now it's 45. And we just got a great one approved. These two approved them. Amy is going to be fantastic, right? Amy. They all love Amy. She's going to be for a long time, a justice of the Supreme Court. She's going to be there. And we picked two other great ones, and we're very happy. We have 3 justices of the Supreme Court. Many presidents have never had a pick. They've never had a pick, and I've had 3. That's just blowing their mind. Look at they're saying, how the hell did this happen? This guy's driving us crazy. Well, the other thing we've done is thank you to President Obama. He was unable to get anybody approved. He waited so long. And we had a little help, too, in the Senate, put it mildly. But he waited so long, if you go early enough, you'll get him through. And we ended up with 142 federal judges. But that's nothing. So we'll have, by the end of my first term, we're going to have almost 300, could be more, approximately 300 federal judges. So that's 300 federal judges, 3 justices of the United States Supreme Court. But so Bernie never said, he never created a list. I have a list, so I take one from the list. People didn't like it, they don't vote for it, because they say the most important thing that a president does is Supreme Court justices and judges. And he hasn't given us the answer yet. And he hasn't given us a list. And he can't, because they want far-left maniacs. And we can't have. He won't be able to get the votes. So you know what? He's tapping you along. He doesn't know he's doing it, but he's actually doing a very good job of it, because people are voting, and he still hasn't given a list, and he hasn't said whether or not he's going to pack the court. So you got to remember that when you look. Nobody in this group is voting for this guy. Nobody. He's not qualified. He wasn't qualified in prime time. 25 years ago he wasn't qualified, because he was never known as being the brightest bulb in the lot. They'll be shared on and you know that when it comes to your Second Amendment, they want to shred it. They want to abolish religious liberty, and they want to ban God from the public square. And you've seen that. So the Pledge of Allegiance during the Democrat convention, right? See, it's supposed to be Democratic, but it's really not. It's Democrat. Doesn't sound as good. That's why I use it all the time. No, it should be the Democratic. They should change their name. It sounds nicer. I hate to even say it. But the Democrat convention, on the Pledge of Allegiance, they took the word God out. And I heard it. I said, oh, you know that. I heard it. I said, oh, they must have made a mistake. They had a typo, maybe. We'll call it a typo. And then I heard it a second time. And I think, by the way, God is looking at us and saying, we want to give you a nice, cool day today. Because that wind, I don't know about you, but that wind is hitting me hard. I'm trying. Look at these flags. What the hell did my people put the stage right here for? Look at that. And there's the great Ivanka Trump is standing right there. Ivanka. Come here, Ivanka. Come here. My poor daughter, she's standing there freezing. You know, Iowa's not like this all the time. They wouldn't grow great corn if it was like this too much. Look at that, it's Ivanka Trump. Wow. No, I looked over here, I'm looking at that freezing, I'm looking at the flags, those beautiful American flags that we love and respect. And I see my daughter. Hello, Ivanka. Would you like to hear from Ivanka? Come on.
Hello, Iowa. This is some serious energy and a little bit of cold, but you all warm up the room. So, well, I love you, and we all love this man, a warrior through and through, who never forgets why he's in Washington, why he ran for president, and who he's fighting for, which is you, the American people. What he has been able to accomplish in 4 years is extraordinary, but you know what? He'll do that and then some, if given another term, which you're going to bring him to. He fights so hard for each of us every day, and now we can fight for him and the future of this great country by using our voice and using our vote to win another historic victory for the people's president. Get out and vote, everyone. Thank you. God bless.
That's Ivanka. No, you know, I said, Ivanka, go down here. It's warmer. Thank you. Boy, it looked cold out there. She's all by herself under the flags. I said, stand next to Chuck Grassley, where it's nice and warm. Chuck will keep you warm. He's great. He's a great guy, I'll tell you that. The Biden-Harris agenda is a war on workers, a war on faith, and a war on our police. To defend your God-given rights, I appointed Justice Amy Coney Barrett to the United States Supreme Court. We will defend, protect, and preserve the American way of life. Joe Biden is the candidate of rioters, looters, arsonists. It's hard to believe, but you take a look at what's going on in Philadelphia. He doesn't even want to condemn it. Gun grabbers, flag burners, Marxists, lobbyists, and special interests. Other than that, he's not a bad guy, right? I'm the candidate of farmers, factory workers, police officers, hardworking people, law-abiding patriots, and every race, religion, color, and creed. And if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, that's because I'm not a politician, thank you. If I don't always play by the rules of Washington and the Washington establishment, it's because I was elected to fight for you, and I fight harder than anybody has ever fought before. Joe Biden is a corrupt politician, and we know that. We know that. We have found that out. You don't have to take my word for it. Biden's 47 years. I've done something for you today that you're going to love. Roll that screen right there. Roll it.
My problem is I voted for NAFTA. I'm supporting NAFTA because I think it is a positive thing to do. And I do not pretend to be an expert on international trade matters.
Trade agreements like NAFTA and permanent normal trade relations with China, which forced American workers to compete against people who are making pennies an hour, has resulted in the loss of 160,000 jobs.
The president is absolutely right when he says that China has been cheating for 25 years and that Bill Clinton didn't do enough about it, George W. Bush didn't do enough about it, Barack Obama didn't do enough about it.
Rising China is an incredibly positive development for not only China, but the United States and the rest of the world. Rising China is a positive development. It is in our self-interest that China continue to prosper. We want to see China rise. China is a great nation, and we should hope for the continued expansion.
China is not our enemy.
We talk about China as our competitor. We should be helping. The idea that China is going to eat our lunch is bizarre. The idea that they are our competition, they're going to beat us, is bizarre. They're not bad folks. China's not a problem.
allowing China into the World Trade Organization, which he supported, extending most favored nation status to China, which he supported, those steps allowed China to take advantage of the United States by using our own open trade deals against us.
No.
Do you think in retrospect that you were naive about China?
No.
But doesn't he deserve some credit for that? It's better. The USMCA is better than NAFTA.
It is better than NAFTA. You know, we have to come together. That's why I'm running. I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. So vote! Vote! Visit iwill.com/Ohio. God bless you.
Can somebody tell Joe, by the way, it's not a real website, and Joe, you're running for president, not senator, and by the way, that senator, the Mormon guy, is Mitt Romney, not some Mormon governor. Now, sadly, what we showed you, that's just from a couple of hours today, because every time that Joe actually leaves the basement bunker and stays out past 10 a.m., well, disaster ensues. Here's a quick reminder.
Look, tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday, and I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330. We choose truth over facts. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Donald Trump does pose an extra threat to this. It's not hypothetical.
This is pretty serious. By the way, these are way beyond an occasional campaign gaffe, and I am beginning, well, I'm more than a little worried that this man could represent a clear and present danger to this country. He's obviously not capable of leading. He's been hiding the entire campaign, and the corrupt media mob is covering for him. Joe wants to be the president of the United States of America. That would be the toughest job in the world. And at times, Joe doesn't seem to remember that he's even running for president, or what state he's in, or what day of the week it is. Does anyone really believe that if elected, that Joe Biden will actually be in control of anything?
What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of Georgia, he's going to find ourselves in a position where if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world. Barack and I think it's a right for people to have bad health care. Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Save a lot of words, don't we? We save a lot of words. Ay, ay, ay. Our country has such unbelievable potential. Let's not blow it. Go vote. This election is a choice between a Biden depression or a Trump super boom. We're going to be booming. We're going to have the greatest year. Yeah, the best year we've ever had last year. We're going to have the best year next year. We're set for it. It's a choice between a deadly Biden lockdown. He wants to lock down. We're never locking down. Or a safe vaccine that ends the pandemic. And frankly, we're going to end it anyway. The vaccines are coming. They're coming in a matter of weeks. It's all set. We're going to be delivering them to our elderly. We're going to start with the elderly. The military, logistically, are the best in the world. They're going to be delivering it. And without the vaccine, you can have the vaccine, but without it, we're rounding the corner. Thank you. Thank you. That's really nice, I'll tell you. That's never been a chant that anybody's ever heard. Even Chuck Grassley has never heard. We love Chuck Grassley, don't we? No, but I've never heard of that one, Chuck. They say nobody's, not Reagan, not anybody. They've never heard. So it's good. I appreciate it very much. And I love you too. I do. We've developed groundbreaking therapeutics. Excuse me, here I am. I took something that was pretty good because I woke up and I said, I feel great. Boom, Superman, right? That's true. And the First Lady got it, and, Barron got it. Now, Barron's a young guy, 14, and the doctor came to see me and he said, sir, your son tested positive. I said, for what? Tested positive for what? For COVID. I think he used COVID. There's about 29 different names we can use, the China plague. He said, I think he used COVID. He tested for COVID. And I go, wow, that's bad. That's not good. Like 12 minutes later, I saw the great White House doctor. How's Barron doing? Oh, he's okay. He shed it. No problem. So, like 12 minutes. I said, Barron, you feeling okay? Yeah, what was wrong? I had nothing wrong with me. And young kids, they have a strong immune system. They knock the hell out of it. Send your kids back to school. We want to go back to school. Right? For those states, Pennsylvania, frankly, the governor, very bad lockdown. And North Carolina, we're winning in North Carolina. By the way, you know what's going on, right? We're winning in Florida. We're winning in North Carolina. We're winning in Pennsylvania. I think they've given up in Ohio. I think they've given up in Florida, frankly. And I think after the poll I saw from that very nice newspaper that usually doesn't treat me so well, but they treated me very well, I think maybe they're going to give up on a place called Iowa pretty soon, too. I think they'll give up on Iowa pretty soon. We will mass distribute the vaccine in just a few short weeks, and we will quickly eradicate the virus, wipe out the China plague. We just want to get back to normal. That's all we want. We don't want much. We don't want much. Just let's get back to normal. We had the greatest economy 7 months ago, and then we had the plague. That's not good. Think of what China has done to the world. Think of it. Now just think, I see people, they come in, they're wrapped up in masks, and hey, how you doing? And don't touch, don't get close, think of what China has done to the world. I had a group of people not so long ago at a place, nice place, and they said, President, could we say hello? They're wrapped in masks, and it's terrible. And they say, could we say you couldn't hear him because the mask, one person had the world's thickest mask I've never seen. And then the scientists would say, that one's no good. That one's no good. But they're saying, President, successful people, good people. And I'm saying, look at these people. I said, look at these people. What China has done to us, but what China has done to the whole world. They could have kept it in. They kept it in from China. Wuhan, they had the Wuhan province, they kept it in, but it got out to Europe, to the U.S., and all over the world. They could have, think of what they've done to us. Forget about their trade deal with your corn, okay? On the bigger picture, we did that great trade deal, but the ink wasn't even dry, and all of a sudden, we got hit by this damn plague, and we won't forget it. We're not forgetting it, and you can never forget it. We can never forget it. The Biden plan will turn America into a prison state, locking you down while letting the far left rioters roam free to loot and burn. Think of it. Think of it. You can't go to church. You can't go to school. You can't do anything. You have to stay in your house. But if you're a looter, an anarchist, a rioter, you can run down the streets of Portland. You can run down the streets of anywhere you want. And there you have no problems. In fact, we got to a point because we were shut out from having protests, right? Rallies. So they said, well, you can't have a rally, sir. You're not allowed to have anything political. I said, what can you do? The only thing you're allowed to do is protest. I said, good. Let's call our rallies from now on protests. So this is a protest. We are protesting, but your governor wouldn't do that to us. We don't have to worry about Iowa. We don't have to worry about Iowa. No, but you have some places. Minnesota, you saw that. We had 25,000 people that wanted to be there. And the Attorney General, well, I will say one thing about him. He was the first one, I think, or just about, him and one other person. On day one, he said, you know that Trump, this is 4 years ago, you know that Trump is going to win, don't you? They said, what do you mean? He said, Trump is going to win. So in one way, can't be so stupid, right? But the Attorney General and the Governor of Minnesota said, no, we can only allow 250 people. We had 25,000 people that wanted to go. So I went there, and they thought that I'd cancel, for 250 people, because we're drawing 25, 30, 40,000 people to every rally. So they figured I'd cancel. They said, nope, we're not going to cancel in Minnesota. Minnesota hasn't been won by a Republican since 1972, and we're going to win Minnesota because of that. And it got actually, had we had the rally, we'd have 25, 30,000 people there. Thousands, and you probably saw thousands of people showed up, and the governor had them locked out. Frankly, that was a much bigger statement than if we had the rally. If we had a rally, we would have had a big, beautiful rally. But it was a big statement. But between that and Omar, Ilhan Omar, she's a real winner. Ilhan Omar, who obviously hates our country. She likes to tell us how to run our country. How the hell she gets elected anyway is hard to believe, but she's in Minnesota. And the other thing is, we stopped. I said, you got to let the National Guard in. They have to ask us, right? I said, you got to let in the National Guard. Well, a week and a half later, they let the National Guard in, and we stopped in, what would you say, 22 minutes? Remember, wasn't that beautiful? I mean, look, sometimes, this week and a half, they're burning down Minneapolis, burning it down. And CNN's covering it, that reporter. He got hit on the knee with a canister of tear gas once. He said, I'm down, I got hit. Don't worry, it was only tear gas on the knee. He was down. But he was saying, this is a friendly protest. And you looked over his shoulder, right? The entire city was burning down. Did you see that? It's a famous picture. The thing must have been like 10 blocks long. They should have called us sooner, but we put it out in about 15 minutes, maybe 20. That was a beautiful sight, though. They just came in 1, 2, 3, then all of a sudden, more. You could just see the bus load. And they walked down that street with pepper spray and tear gas, and it was paw. Everybody got, I'm telling you, less than a half an hour, it was all over. That thing lasted for 2 weeks. Biden calls his lockdowns a dark winter. Wasn't he inspiring at the debate? How bad was he? Look. I've debated guys that had intelligence. I had a debate crooked Hillary 4 years ago. But, at least she was an intelligent person. She's got a little wacko, No, Hillary, you lost. Remember, she said to me, will you respect the decision of the people? And I sort of said, no, maybe. I wasn't perfect. I said, maybe. If there's no cheating, we have to be careful with cheating, right? But then she didn't respect. And what did they do? They went on a witch hunt for years and years, and they spied on my campaign, and we caught them spying on the campaign. And now they say, will you respect the decision of the voters? And will there be a friendly transition? First of all, there's not going to be a transition. We're winning. But then you say, well, let me ask you, 4 years ago, was there a friendly transition? They were spying on my campaign before I even won. And what was worse was they were spying on my campaign after I won to overthrow the President of the United States, okay? Which is called treason. And let's see what the hell happens. I don't know why it takes so long, but it takes a long time. I'll tell you, that man right there, Chuck Grassley, is one of the most effective people. He's one of the people that does not want to let him get away with it, and I appreciate it. You know that. No, he's one of the most effective guys. He was the man. He looked at Comey. Remember when Comey lied in front of Congress? He looked at Comey. He said, did you leak? Chuck is tough. When he's talking regular, he's like the toughest guy in the room. But Comey was tested, and Comey's a liar, worst director in the history of the FBI. Beyond the worst director, he was a bad guy. But Chuck Grassley is interviewing him, asking, then he looks at him, oh, one more question, sort of like Columbo, right? He said, I have one more question. Remember Columbo? Hey. Well, just one extra little question. So here he is, Perry Mason also, always the last question. That was true. With during the debate. When he said the oil, I said, whoa, this is the biggest question of the night. But with Chuck, he said, did you leak? What? Did you leak? Yes, I did. And I'm sitting there saying, I don't believe this. We love Chuck. What a piece of work Chuck is. What a piece of work that man is. I like that guy. He's tough as hell, though. I wasn't, and it's true. I guess I was only giving the ethanol guys 99%. And Chuck couldn't stand that. He wanted them. He wanted you people to get 100%, right? I said, Chuck, I've got the papers all ready to sign. I don't like them. Why? You didn't give that one little thing, that one little morsel for the other side. Like a little morsel right for the other side. Happened to be the oil industry. I said, could we give him something? And it wasn't any good. We love you, man. We love you. He ended up getting 100%. But it all goes away with Sleepy Joe. Just remember that, Chuck. The Biden lockdown will result in countless deaths, destroy millions in small businesses, and wipe out an entire generation of hopes and dreams. Earlier today, one of his top advisors again confirmed their desire for a shutdown. The damage to children, you know that, you saw that, it was in the news. They want to shut it down. I don't know, these people are crazy. We've got a thing that's rocking and rolling, and it doesn't work. The damage this will inflict on children, teenagers, and young adults is absolutely cruel. The far left has always yearned to wield the unchecked power. That's what they want, is the power. I think it's more than the power. I think it's the power and maybe the money. If you want a vaccine to kill the virus, a job to support your family and freedom to live your life, then you cast your ballot for me, and you have to do it on November 3rd. You got to get over there. Joining us today, got to get it done. We got to get it done. We got to get this election behind us and get to work. We have some great people in government. We have some great people that want to come into government. And our nation has unbelievable potential. You know, I didn't watch much of Biden's speech. He made a little speech, little tiny. He does very short speeches. Very short. The shortest speeches I've ever seen, actually. He just wants to go home to the basement. He doesn't want to be. He is the most unhappy warrior I've ever. Did you ever see it? He's agitated, you know? He's just angry and agitated, and he doesn't want to be there. And now he's starting to lose in the polls, and it's driving him crazy. So what does he do? He brings in Barack Hussein Obama. And you know what happened to his attendance? It went down. His attendance, it actually brought it down. They all said, you know, they called and they said the other day, a couple of weeks ago, they said, sir, have a little bad news. What? Barack Hussein Obama is going to campaign with Biden. I said, why is that bad news? That's good news. He campaigned with Hillary, and that was when she started really getting beaten. Remember that? He campaigned. He's a highly overrated person. Well, he gave us 142 judgeships. We'll take it. Joining us today are some incredible people, and if they want to come up and freeze their ass off, I've been fighting them up. See, you people are there, and you're nice and warm. I'm up here all by myself. That's why I said to my daughter, oh, look, is that Hope Hicks? Is that Hope Hicks? Where is Hope Hicks, the great Hope Hicks? Get her. Is that Sarah Huckabee? You look like, come here, Sarah. You know what? You look like Hope Hicks. I thought Sarah Huckabee was Hope Hicks. That's not bad. Hope Hicks, come up here, Hope Hicks. The great Hope Hicks. Boy, we got them all. Come here, Sarah. How good is Sarah, huh? Look at Sarah. Come up here, Sarah. Look at Sarah. She did pretty well being with Trump, right? She's doing good. Say something, Sarah.
Thank you, Mr. President. How good does that sound, President Trump? He's had an amazing 4 years as a mom of 3 young kids. There's nobody I trust more to build their future and protect our great country than President Donald Trump. We need everybody here to make sure they get out, because this is the most important election we've ever had. Everything is on the line, and the only person strong enough, tough enough, and willing to fight for it is President Donald Trump. I'm so proud to be here. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
down here. It's warmer. Okay? It's warmer. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. I don't know. She could be a governor of Arkansas one day. I don't know. Where's Hope? Come here, Hope. Do you know Hope? Hope Hicks. Come here, Hope. Come up here. The great Hope Hicks. Do you know Hope Hicks? She's become very famous. Very powerful woman. Very powerful. Look at her. Are you cold enough, Hope? Come on up, Hope. Are you having a good time?
Yes, sir. Yes.
She does a fantastic job. I don't know if she loves public speaking. Just say hello.
Hi. How much do we love our president? Are you guys going to vote on Tuesday? Who are you going to vote for? We love you, Iowa. Thank you. What's better than that?
Good job. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, Hope. So we have a person that you know very well who's considered one of the best governors in our country, and she is, and I work with her. She's another one. She's unrelenting. You had a little flooding problem, to put it mildly. You were like a swimming pool for a period of time. And Kim was on the phone. Sir, we need money for the dikes, the dams, whatever the hell we will call them. We got to get money. And I said, all right, Kim, is this enough? No, sir, we got to have more. But that's what a good governor is, right? The ones that don't call, they're not as good. But we don't want to tell them that. But she's really considered one of the greatest governors in our country, and she's a great person, a great husband. She's got a great warrior husband, too, I will tell you that. Kim Reynolds. Come on up, Kim, if you can. Come on up. Come on.
Welcome back to Iowa. We are so proud to have you here. And I've told you every time I had the opportunity to be in front of you that we were going to carry Iowa for Donald J. Trump. And we are going to bring it home. Yes. We're not satisfied with 7. We're going for 10. We're going to bring it home. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
Great job. Thanks, Kim. Great job. Thank you, Kim. She's a dynamo, huh? Wow. I was saying, whoa. Thank you, Kim. And Lieutenant Governor Adam Gregg. Adam, thank you very much. Thank you. Doing a great job, Adam. Are we doing okay, Adam? We're doing good? Good. Bring it home, Adam. Also with us are 2 people. One is running, and the other one doesn't even have to run even when he's running. I hear he's. They say he might be the only politician in America who's just not beatable. People don't even run against him. He's a great guy. But let's get, because we have to do this, we have to get Joni Ernst elected. She's fantastic. She's so good. Joni, come up. Joni is fantastic and special woman, and she loves your state, and she loves our country. Joni, please.
Thank you, and President Trump, we love you. Thank you so much. God bless you. There is not a finer president, and one that has done so much for our farmers and our ranchers and our biofuel producers. President Trump, Iowa loves you. I love you. God bless you. 4 more years. 4 more years.
Thank you. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Joni. Yeah, get out and vote for Joni. She's a terrific person, and she really fights hard for the state. She really does. She really goes all at it. And the man that we've been talking a lot about today, I've talked about him so much, and everybody knows who he is. Everybody in Washington respects him. Most people are deathly afraid of him, but I've gotten to know him. Actually, when you get to know him, he's actually tougher than you even think. But he's a great man. He really is. He's a great man. He's been a great senator. I think somebody said he's never missed a vote in all these years. And I'd love to have either stay there or come right up here, Chuck, but we would love to have you. Chuck Grassley, really a legendary guy. A legendary guy. He really is. He's something special.
You know, while we were warming up the crowd for you in this cold day, and I think that's an impossible task, but I said the 4 words that ought to be the most used for you to be reelected is promises made, promises kept. And one of the things that you didn't make a promise on that has really materialized anyway, and that is your leadership in peace in the Middle East. And nominated by 3 parliamentarians of other countries for the Nobel Peace Prize. That's pretty darn good. And you're going to continue to work for peace. And we thank you very much. Iowa's going to go for you big time. And we're going to have such a successful election that CNN and SNBC is going to have to change their policies when they realize for 4 years that they couldn't get you out of office, and the people back you up, you'll be in there, and they'll have to change.
Great job, Chuck. Thank you. Unique man. Great guy. Agricultural Secretary Mike Nagy. Where's Mike? Where's Mike? Thank you, Mike. How's it going? Okay? Your agriculture strong? You got a check for $28 billion, your percentage, right? Well, how did you split that up? But you did a good job. And somebody that happens to have a very good end name, Pat Grassley. Do you know Pat? Pat Grassley. We talked about that, what good genes he's got. And another man who's done a fantastic job, I hope he's here, but he was your governor for 24 years. He set the record. And he told me a story that many, many years ago, he met a man in China, and he came home and he told his wife, they were young men together, and they were buying corn, or one was a buyer, one was a seller. I don't know how the hell it worked, but he met a man. And his name was Xi, his last name Xi. Then he came home years ago, many years ago, and he told his wife, I have just met a future president of China. And they were friends after that. And it turns out to be President Xi, current President Xi, the president of China. And when I met President Xi, he said, Terry Branstad, the governor, is a very good friend of mine. We've known each other for 35 years. So Terry becomes governor again, 24 years, longest serving governor in the history of the country. Okay? When you're a governor for, you know what, when you're a governor for 24 years, that's a long time. And I called him, like in the middle of his term. I said, Terry, you know, they like you in China. President Xi has great respect for you. How would you like to be the ambassador to China? And he said, you know, sir, I think after 24 years, maybe it's time. And he represented us so well. He is so smart and so tough. And so come on up here, Terry. What a great job he's done. So he wanted to come back, and he wanted to make sure that we get reelected. That's what he wanted to do. But what a job he's done. Thank you very much. Please.
Mr. President, we are so honored to have you in Dubuque on the Sunday before the election. On the Sunday before the election 4 years ago, you were in Sioux City. And we're glad that you've come back the Sunday before the election this time. The polls have you in the same position, 7 points up over your opponent. But what I want the people of Iowa and America to know is nobody had the courage to stand up to the Chinese like President Donald Trump. And it's made a real difference. He asked Xi if he would make all of fentanyl a controlled substance, and it's saving thousands of lives in America. He had the courage to put sanctions on the Chinese to get us a fair reciprocal trade agreement, which we never had before. and it's already risen the price of corn $1 a bushel. Soybeans are over $10. They made record purchases. We need a strong president, and Trump is the one that can do the job for the next 4 years. I'm proud to be back in Iowa, proud to be back in America, and here to support Donald Trump, Joni, Ernst, and our entire team.
Thank you. Great job. Thank you. What a great guy. We have great, you have great people. There's a lot of good genes in this state, right? Thank you very much. Is Eric here? Is your son here? Well, oh, look at you. I didn't recognize you with that big, beautiful hat on. Are you doing good? Are we doing okay? We're doing fantastic. That's great. He has a father who's very proud of him, I have to tell you. Thank you, Eric. Great job you're doing. And Iowa GOP Chair Jeff Kaufman. He's been fantastic from day one. Thank you, Jeff. Looks good, Jeff, huh? Looking good, Jeff. Take it through. You bring it through, Jeff. I have no doubt about you. He's a great chairman, one of the best. Congressional candidates, Ashley Hinson, who's unbelievable. Come here, quick, Ashley. Come here, Ashley. And Marionette Miller Meeks. And Esther Joy King. Come on up here. Come on. Get up here. Say a couple of words, because you are doing fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you for coming back to Iowa. Iowa is Trump country! We want to tell you, we've been traveling throughout the state. Marionette Miller Meeks and Esther Joy King, we are going to take these seats back because what do we want to do? We want to fire Nancy Pelosi! You need a partner in Congress so you can get your MAGA agenda done, and we are going to be there for you, Mr. President. So thank you for coming to Iowa.
Thank you. Our first vote, Mr. President, will be for Speaker of the House, and we're going to say to Nancy Pelosi, you're fired!
Nice to meet you, sir. As a soldier in the United States Army Reserve, I just want to say thank you for your support for the military, sir.
Great. Thank you very much. Great people. Really great people. And we've rebuilt the entire military. We've rebuilt it over 3.5 years. And that's why we can't worry too much about budgets. They can't say, gee, we kept within budget, but who are those people running up the White House lawn? We don't like that, right? Now, we have the strongest military now that we've ever had, strongest in the world by far. Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure border in American history. As you probably know, the wall, which they no longer want to talk about, the wall is almost complete. We did 412 miles. We're doing approximately 10 miles a week. And it's done to the highest standard, what the Border Patrol desired, and it's been amazing. And we have now the safest southern border, and Joni and Chuck worked very much with me on that, and it's been amazing. We really had a great success. That's why you don't hear about it anymore. That's why you don't hear about it anymore. They used to love it when they didn't think we'd get it built. We had a hard time. That was a hard one. The Democrats were a wall. They were their own wall. Remember they said walls don't work? I said walls work and wheels work, right? Everything else becomes obsolete very quickly. Joe Biden has pledged to free health care for illegal aliens. Bankrupting, that would bankrupt your Medicare and totally bankrupt, destroy Social Security. I will always protect Medicare and Social Security. We invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military. We now have the greatest equipment we've ever had. We have the greatest equipment anywhere in the world. We are the envy of the world. Russia, China, North Korea. We are the envy. We have the best planes, the best fighter jets, F-35 stealth. You can't see them. They're very, very tough to see. Very tough to beat a plane in the air when you can't see it. But we have the best planes, the best ships, submarines. We're doing submarines like nobody's ever seen before. We have the best rockets and missiles. We have the best of everything. And our nuclear now is tippy top. And just hope to God we never have to use it. You know that, right? You know that. And the best way that we won't have to use it is to have it in shape like we have it now. but we have the best equipments. We have the hypersonic missiles that go 7 times faster than the world's current fastest missile. And these were things that should have been done before me, but they didn't decide to do that. So it's one of those things. We passed VA choice and VA accountability for our veterans. Nobody thought that could be done. We took out 100% of the ISIS caliphate in Iraq and Syria. And we killed the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. They were looking for him for a long time. We took out the mass murder of U.S. troops and many other people. Soleimani is dead. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal, recognized the true capital of Israel, and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. They worked 52 years, and we got it done in 2 hours approximately. And instead of endless war and when you look, this is what Chuck was just saying, what we're doing, and it's amazing what we're doing. We have 3 countries signed up. We have many, they're all coming in. We're forging peace in the Middle East without blood in the sand, without money that they would spend. A vote for me in the Republican Party is a vote for the American dream. Remember the party of Abraham Lincoln, the late, great Abraham Lincoln. People forget, but it's the American dream. Over the next 4 years, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world, and we will end our reliance on China that's already begun. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities. We will defend the right to life, religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms, your Second Amendment. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will ensure peace through strength. We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency, which is so good, starts January 1st, lower drug prices even more. You know, we're going favored nations. The drug companies are not in love with me. Favored nations. We'll be paying the lowest drug prices anywhere in the world instead of the highest drug prices in the world. But Big Pharma, I don't even want to look at Chuck and Joni because I have no idea if they're, you know, the biggest lobbyists in the world, right? They spend more money. I can tell you they're making more commercials about me than Sleepy Joe is. But we had to do it. Somebody had to do it. Only a non-politician would do that. And you pay a price, but we have to do the right thing. You'll see a 50, 60, 70% reduction in drugs. And I got the only reduction last year. We got it down a little bit, 1%. It came down. It's not that I'm bragging about it, but in 52 years, first time in 52 years, the drug prices came down. So we're sort of, I'm semi-proud. At least it didn't go up. I'm semi-proud, but you'll see what happens with what we're doing with favored nations. And we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. It's all done. Our Space Center, NASA, is incredible. It was a closed-up, boarded-up mess when we took over 3.5 years ago. Now it's, again, the envy of the world. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag, right? And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God we trust." For years, you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the great people of Iowa and Wisconsin. We didn't forget you because you're going to vote us in too. You know, we're going to be there very soon. We love Wisconsin. Wisconsin came through for us 4 years ago too, and we won't forget that. To save the America we love, Get every last person you know. Get them to the voting booth in record numbers. Vote, vote, vote. Join the red wave. We have a giant red wave that's formed. It's formed. It's formed. From Cambridge to Council Bluffs to Cedar Rapids to Rock Rapids, from Davenport to Dubuque, we inherit the legacy of American patriots who poured out their heart, sweat, and soul to secure our liberty and defend our freedom. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the ocean, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up the great skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America into the single greatest nation in the history of the world, and the best is yet to come. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people, with your help. Thank you. Your devotion and your drive, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Iowa and Wisconsin back there, we have made America powerful again, our military, our beautiful military. We have made America wealthy again. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again. We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Iowa. Thank you, Wisconsin. Thank you, Wisconsin. Thank you, everybody. I hope it's cold enough for you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good time. Get out and vote.
President Trump finished there in Des Moines, Iowa. He'll now head over to Hickory, North Carolina for the 3rd of 5 stops today on the campaign trail. Tomorrow, another 5. We're going to be at each and every one of them. We got you covered on all angles here at RSBN. We promised we would if you would contribute and help us to get there, and you have, and we appreciate you so much. We're viewer supported, so if you want to continue to see us do these kinds of events with full live coverage, please consider donating at rsbnetwork.com/donate. You know, the rallies won't stop when President Trump wins. He'll continue to do them. He'll have a victory tour, and then we'll get 4 more years of rallies popping up every now and then. And of course, you know, midterms 2022. So we just have a good feeling about this. Looking at the polls, I think that we're going to win, but we got to get out and vote. So make sure everybody gets out and vote. All right, back to Iowa now, and then we'll take it to North Carolina directly after. Thank y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump has just wrapped up his remarks in Dubuque, Iowa, and he is headed all the way to the East Coast, Hickory, North Carolina, where it's probably 100 degrees warmer. President Trump was firing on all cylinders. I love the little video with all of Joe Biden's gaffes. Again, guys, how is it that our democracy is at stake? And the best they could come up with was Joe Biden. What on earth are these people thinking? They are categorically insane. We are going to re-elect this president in landslide fashion in 48 hours. Get out there and vote. Vote, 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 because our country is at stake. Our freedom is at stake. Look at these patriots right here in the front. Look at this. I love it. Love to see it. So many great Americans out here supporting President Trump in these frigid temperatures here in Dubuque, Iowa. What I want to do is tell you guys about our partner for the day, My Patriot Supply. With only days until the election, now is the time to prepare, and My Patriot Supply is back with a great offer for today only. Save $30 on their most popular one-week food kit. It comes in a super cool ammo can and contains breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years. But you can only get it when you go to this special site, prepare2020.com. Think about it. When an emergency strikes, what's your first impulse? Run to the grocery store. But in today's volatile world, you'll likely find chaos and empty shelves. Storing food in your home is a great way to protect your family in case natural disasters or civil unrest, which we have seen too much of lately. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's this. Don't get caught unprepared. Make a plan today. Go to prepare2020.com and support this great partner of ours who is bringing today's rally. Again, that's prepare2020.com. Prepare2020.com. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I'm going to read some of these super chats and then I'm going to hand it over to Chiz, who's going to close it out for us. Let me read these super chats and then Chiz are going to close it out. All right, Randy and Kathy, thank you for your super chat. Vanika Smith says, magnificent host. Thank you, RSBN Trump 2020. Every time said, I pray that God protect Trump in the name of Jesus Christ. We got a super chat from Snowy Baby. It says, great rally coverage. And we got one from Karen Simmons. Thank you, Karen. Got one from Christina Emmerich. Trump Kaga, keep America great again. Jessica says President Trump will be re-elected. Right you are. This one, I can't pronounce this one, but it says, oh, please fix mic and sound issues, background noises. If someone is playing video on a laptop, people connect to disconnect phone to laptop. Volume turns up and down, stream, please fix. The campaign actually runs a lot of that, so there's only so much we can do. But thank you for your super chat. You're appreciated. And Jessica, we appreciate you. Guys, we have 48 hours until the most important election we're ever going to vote in. So it is critical that you support this movement, continue supporting this patriot movement. We're almost entirely viewer funded, so we rely on your donations to get around the country and cover this historic campaign. It's your donations that allowed us to be here and have guest correspondents and everything else. Replace camera equipment, book travel, and all of that. So there are 3 huge ways you can support us. If you're watching on YouTube, in the bottom right-hand corner is a $sign. You can give us a super chat there. You can also go to rsbnetwork.com/donate and send us a direct payment there. Or you can mail a check to our physical address at 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. They're still out here waiting for the president to take off. Chiz, while we're waiting on the president to take off where he heads to Hickory, North Carolina, give us your thoughts on today's speech and all the guests and just your entire thoughts on everything.
Well, I was surprised at how many people he brought up on stage. He really went through the list. He made sure everybody was recognized, all the Senate candidates, the House candidates, the governors. He even brought up Ivanka and Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And, I wish I was going with him, man. He's going down to some warmer weather. This is cold, and you could tell Trump was struggling up there, but he did his best to put on a show for the people, and I think he did a great job. He hit all the points he needed to hit. He even played a pretty funny video with a couple of memes from Joe. So, he's Trump, man. He plays to the people. He knows how to capture the audience, and it was a classic Trump rally. And we got 8 more to go. 8 more to go, and 48 hours, and that's it. And that's all we got. We got to come home strong. We got to bring it home.
Yes, indeed. Now, we want to thank everyone for tuning in and supporting us on Right Side Broadcasting, guys. 48 hours, that's it. That's it, 2 days. Before we know it, Election Day is going to be here. We're all going to be glued to our TVs as we watch as the results come in. And with any luck, and we don't really need luck, because we got God on our side, we got truth on our side, we got freedom on our side. President Trump will be reelected for 4 more years, and we will save our sovereign nation-state republic, the most free and prosperous nation to ever exist in the history of the world, the only beacon of hope on planet Earth. So with that said, we're going to tune out here. Don't forget to support us. We're almost entirely viewer funded. rsbnetwork.com/donate. That's how we're able to get out here, show you the crowds, have correspondence, show you President Trump's speech start to finish. It's with your donations, your support, your prayers. We're going to make America great again and re-elect President Donald Trump. So God bless you. God bless President Trump, and God bless the United States of America. We'll see you in Hickory, North Carolina.